Oh, I thought you were looking at an old James Best rerun with an empty chair. Oh, hold on. There we go. Oh, oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Ryan, good to see you. First one in, 2-4. 2-4, what happened? Not so quick on the fingers this morning, buddy. You're usually number one. Western Star, good morning, brother. Hopefully you're doing well, you're running safe, everything's good for you. Keep your ass covered on that 401, bro. Stuck in traffic? I'm not. Well, let's see if we can fix this a little bit. There we go. Is that a little better? There we go. Traffic sucks, brother. I hate it. The only time traffic is tolerable is when you're being paid, right? When you're being paid to sit in your vehicle or you're being paid to drive. And even then, if you're paid by the mile, last thing you want to be doing is sitting in traffic. The bullshit corner is open for business. Yeah, it is. Crag Rat, you missed a good one yesterday. Missed a good one yesterday. I don't know if you watched the replay, but we had a really well. You couldn't see it. The problem was when you watch the replays. Now YouTube used to do this. When you'd watch the replay, you would get the chat along with it, along that came along with it. But now they don't do that. You can't get the chat, so you can't see what's going on. So that kind of sucks. But we had a really good chat yesterday. We had a couple in there that or the Empress was in there and she's a vegan and she was kind of cramming it down our throats and had a couple others that were just not putting up with any of that. So it was interesting. It was interesting. I didn't get so much involved in the beginning. I kind of did because she was making some valid points, but after a while, I'll listen to your opinion and it's your opinion, or I'll listen to your belief or whatever it is, and I'll respect that. And you're fine free to do whatever you want, but I certainly don't have to agree with it. And after enough after enough time, if you're going to keep on going on and on and on and on and on, then it's just not that's not worth it. So Massachusetts morning delivery, attaboy. I love Mass. I don't love the fuel we burn going down there if you're heavy. And you're probably heavy. I don't love the fuel we burn going down there with the hills and some of the pulls we got to do. But Jamie, good to see you, man. The innocent turtle, nice handle, man. The innocent turtle. So far, you've got the handle of the morning. It's exactly 7:30 a.m. where I'm at in Strathmore, Alberta, Canada. So you guys make your times accordingly. 7:30 for me. Sun's gonna come up just over there. I got the car back today. We could have done this in the car, but you know what? I really enjoyed just sitting here because I can drink my coffee. There's a bathroom right here, and as you guys found out yesterday, and I had a really good time yesterday. And it's more relaxing. It's more comfortable. I got a nice big comfy chair to sit in. But back at it, Jamie. Good to see you from England. I was in the yeah, Craig, Rat, you were in the hospital yesterday. Dude, if you spend much more time in there, they're gonna start sending your mail. Like, knock this shit off, eh? Get your shit straight. Marcus, do I vape? No, I don't vape. I vaped for years. I used to vape. I vaped for years and years and years, and then I gave up vaping because I smoke cigars primarily, and the vaping combination of the vaping and the cigars was getting a little out of hand. So, no, I don't vape. Do want it? Good to see you, baby. How you doing, sweetheart? Damn good to see you. How's my boy Marshall doing? Winston Churchill the greatest. Jacobs at 9:30. Winston Churchill the greatest. You're at 2:30. So Winston Churchill, I'm going to assume you're over in Great Britain somewhere. I feel like making it rain today. Don't make it rain. Jesus Christ. We had beautiful day yesterday, 24 degrees Celsius. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. 24 is, and today's supposed to be 23. Beautiful blue sky, 23 degrees. I got a hoodie on for now, but this will probably be coming off at some point. The beard is looking fashionably sexy. Actually, sweetheart, the beard is out of control right now. I got to go. I'm going to see my guy on Thursday, so tomorrow, and to get this all cleaned up, and because it's a little long and bushy for my liking. I'm well, Dewana, I had the Santa Claus beard, right? The great big Santa Claus beard, and that was fun for all those years that I walked around with that hanging off my face. But now it's like I like it cleaned up, and now that I got pressured into it by Victoria, and I don't regret a minute of it. So yeah, I go in and get it all cleaned up, and get the guy, and he cuts it, and then he puts the hot cloth and does. Oh my God, there's nothing like getting pampered once in a while. I love it. I love it. Jacob dropped $1. Man, you must be made of money. I think you dropped what, about $4 yesterday? 4 or 5 bucks yesterday? You're doing all right, man. Marcus Kelly from Australia. Fantastic. Whereabouts in Australia? If you don't have to drop it. Marcus, you don't have to drop where you're from. I'm just curious, that's all. I've got a daughter that lives in Australia. She's in Melbourne. Uh, what are we smoking? Just plain old flat cigarettes. Natives. Natives, a pack of regular cigarettes, like a 20 pack of cigarettes, where I'm at here right now. Say you just run down to the gas station, get a 20 pack of cigarettes. You're in excess of about 22 to $24 for a pack. That's absolutely fucking insane. Daniel Wixo. Good name, man. Good to see you, brother. This is video very beautiful. Wow, funny 3 videos. Thank you very much. You get what you see, baby. You get what you see. Jacob's dropping another dollar. God, man, I'm gonna have to adopt you soon, son. Gonna have to adopt you. What do you want? It's almost like you're almost already one of my kids, right? I'm getting buttered up for something here. You're already at $2 and we're only fucking 9 minutes into this thing. there's my there's my girl, all in caps. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning, Shannon Thomas Trucking. How the hell are you this morning? I'm hoping very much, sweetheart, that you are safe and that you are doing well and that the sunshine is on your face and the wind is at your back, babe. All you need is love. Every one of you, every single one of you in the chat right now, I just went, all you need, every one of you just went, dun, 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 dun. I guarantee it. Every single one of you just did that. All you need is love. Well, you know what? That's all you need. Well, let me get this lip right. And half of you are going to be singing that song the rest of your day today. You are welcome. Marcus, am I in the USA? No, I am not in the USA. I'm in Canada. I'm out in Alberta. As I said yesterday, if you're an American and you want to know and you're not sure where Alberta is, Because it's funny that I know where all the states are, but the Americans don't have a goddamn clue. There's only 10 provinces, and you guys don't know which order or where they are, or excuse me. But if you want to know, I am living in Alberta, and the state that I border with, 3 hours south of here, is Montana. So I'm out west. Are you having a good day, Finn? I'm having a great day, man. I've got coffee. I've got a little chat going here. 38 of yous in here. Do me a favor, stroke the like button if you don't mind. Stroke it, poke it, choke it, tap it, spit on it. I don't care what you do with it. Clean it up when you're done with it, but just hit the like button. He's doing great, Brian. Just kicking high school's butt. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. Talk about the obstacles that that kid has had to overcome, and he just keep on going. He's like Marshall is like the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps on going, takes a licking and keeps on going. Doesn't matter what life is thrown at that kid. He just keeps on going, kicking high school's butts. I am really glad to hear that, Tawana. I really am. I'm buffering. I can't do any jack shit about that. I've got That's got to be you. I got full signal out here. I am fully loaded for bear. I'm on house Wi-Fi, so I've got a great signal out here. It's 2:30 where you're at. Well, I know where you're at. Ja Jacob's dropped another buck. He's at 3. Keep it going. Good stream. Well, just hang around. Hang around. It might get better. I see the Empress is in. Jake, did you miss me, Jacob? Now, Jacob and Empress, don't go at it today. Show a little respect for each other, whether you like each other or not, or agree with each other or not. Take it easy. Relax. Do not get carried away and run away with it today. I'll time you both out today. Jacob, I appreciate you dropping money, and that might be why I think you're buttering me up, because you knew if the Empress came in, you were gonna fucking slam her. And don't. Money or not, man, like you guys gotta behave in the chat. Just take it easy today. I did see Robert Tyke Trucking come in there. Man, sorry, Robert, I missed you. I saw the comment come in, but I was in the middle of I saw your comment come in, but I was in the middle of a thought, in the middle of my mouth ran, and then the chat moved, and so I just want to acknowledge that Robert Tyke Trucking is in here. Uh, Tyke is probably he's probably in the top 20, maybe even the top 10 of my subscribers. He's been with me since this channel. The channel today I just got a notification from YouTube today. The channel just celebrated 4 years today. So I would think Robert's been with me for 4 years. For 4 years, he's been in here hanging out, causing shit, having fun. You have a guy for that? Too hard to manage yourself? There's a couple guys. I've got a couple moderators. I got 5 on this channel. And you know what? For the most part, Tyke is one, Kamale is one, Tolga is one, Cragrat is one, Tennessee is one. You know what? When I'm in the middle of doing what I'm doing here and I'm chatting away, da 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 da, I'm not necessarily watching the chat. And if you guys are, all that I ask is that you guys show a little respect for each other. Be respectful. If you want to go tit for tat, fine, right? But keep the swearing to a minimum. Don't be calling each other fucking names. Don't be getting carried away. There's no insults. There's no racism. There's none of that will be tolerated. You'll be booted. You won't even be timed out. So but yeah, I got them. They take care of most of that for me. And if they don't, if it's something that one of them missed, then I'll grab it. I'll knock it off. Uh Fisherman body saying gay boy. What do you enter? Is that how you enter the room? You're announcing everybody you're a gay boy. All right, well, you're a gay boy. That's okay. I just had triplets with my stepdad, wishing the same on you. I don't need G-force. I don't need triplets. I've got 6 daughters already. I've got 6 daughters already. I don't need any more. I got 6 daughters and a granddaughter. Could even get a grandson, eh? 6 daughters, ranging from age 33 down to 23, and only one grandchild. You would think that there would be like we'd have like a broken condom or we'd have a fucking, an oops or a slip or whatever, but no, nothing. So only one and the grandchild is a daughter, a granddaughter as well. Couldn't even get a grandson. It's like, fuck, man, what do I got to do? I'm not here for you. Ah, there you go. All right. Jacob and Empress, you guys are going to behave yourselves today. Marco, good to see you, man. Greetings from Italy. Hey, thanks for being here from Italy. I There's a very, very good chance that early next year, Victoria and I are going to be in Italy. It's one of the places that I really would like to see. We're looking at taking a little time and doing a little traveling, and Italy is on our list of places that we are going to go, and we're gonna spend a, possibly a couple of days, maybe a week just in Italy by itself. So we're looking at doing a large pocket of European countries, and I'm looking forward very much to doing that with her. So yeah, Italy is one of the places we're going to be hitting. So I will be probably doing a couple of lives. I'm going to try to do a live from every country that I go to. So from whatever country I'm in, if I'm in Italy, I'm going to do a live. Spain, Germany, um, France, all the countries that we're going to go to, I'm going to do a live from at least from each one. What I'd love to do is at least do a short live from up at the top of the Eiffel Tower. I think that'd be cool. Or the Leaning Tower in Italy. Go do a live, right, with the Leaning Tower in the background or something. I think that would be kinda cool. Where are you from? Marco, I'm Canadian. I'm from Canada. You're safe here. You're safe here. No beard. Does that mean no fallen angels, forgotten angels, fundraiser? Well, the fundraiser was supposed to be last month, but unfortunately, I was not in the condition to do it. So it got put off. Now I know that they have their big camp out October. I think it's 23rd to the 26th. Don't quote me on that. They have their big fundraiser, not their fundraiser. They have their big camp out on the end of October, second last week of October, and we might try to coordinate with David and Cindy, the coordinators of the Forgotten Angels charity, and we might try to coordinate with them and do something along with them while they're doing it. So stand by for that. What's up, Grandpa? Enter username. Good to see you. I know, and now you know how us ladies feel after a day of pampering ourselves. Self care is a must. Oh, I love it. Dewana, I love it. I know it sounds retarded, but I do. What's your upcoming function in family like? You mentioned yesterday when I asked for Scandinavian countries, like I'm interested to know about it. Well, yesterday, like in November, we're going on a vacation. We're going to the Caribbean. We're gonna do, I think, a week in the Caribbean. We're gonna do that, and then early next year, we haven't got the month picked out yet. It's one of 2 months. It's probably going to be I would think either April, May, June, May or June, or April or May. One of those 3 months, we're going to be in Europe, and we're going to be spending a little more time. Like we're not spending a week there. We're gonna take a significant amount of time, and we're going to go and we're gonna travel around. Victoria has been there before. I've never been to Europe. I've never stepped foot outside of North America. I've done Canada, US, the Caribbean, that kind of thing, but I've never stepped foot outside of North America onto the European continent, and I'm really looking forward to this because she's been there and she's taken pictures and she's talked about it and it's beautiful, and so I'm very, very, very excited to go and see what's over there. Don't kid yourself. Some of the stuff over there is going to bore the shit out of me. Okay, you can only look at so many churches or so many museums or so many, but there is a lot of stuff and the good thing is the European countries are so tightly packed together. You can take a month and you can see a good portion of Europe and spend a good portion of time in each country and experience it. So, and that's what we're looking to do. Do I work out? No, Marco. Absolutely not. I haven't seen the inside of a gym in about 15 years. It's been about 15 or 16 years since I like physically like used to be adamant about going to the gym, working out, lifting, and keeping myself in really good shape physically and everything like that. Do I do that now? No, I don't. Unfortunately, I just life goes on. Other things have happened. Things are happening, and uh, going to a gym. Although it was a great stress relief, and it really did help, and it did keep me in shape. And funny enough, yeah, afterwards I packed on some weight, because you're not as physically active and everything like that. But as soon as I got the weight back off again, I'm still not like I'm not about to do it. But if I was like to take my shirt and take my thing off, I'm still like the frame is still there. The frame is still there. Instead of a six pack, I got a 12. But the arms are still good. The shoulder, I don't know. I'm wearing a hoodie, but the shoulders and everything, they're all still good. Jacob's dropping another dollar. Uh-oh. Here we go. What's coming, Jacob? You got something coming down the pipe? Putra, good to see you. Hi. Bing bong smoking. No, there's no bing bong smoking here. Odele, is that how you say that? If I fucked up your name, Odele, I'm very sorry. But if bing bong smoking, no, there's no bong, there's no weed. I'm a recovered drug addict. So I don't do anything. I don't do any kind of drug, or I don't even drink alcohol for that matter. I haven't done it. I haven't done anything. I've been clean and sober for 32 years. I wrecked enough havoc. I wrecked enough havoc in my life in the first 24 years of my life that I could live on another 50 years and I'm still good with the amount of bullshit and havoc I wrecked. So what's your OnlyFans? Lynn, I don't know. You tell me yours and I'll tell you mine, okay? Which sport do you play? I don't play, like, anything really serious. I play golf. I used to be an adamant baseball player. I still love baseball, watching baseball. I never was a soccer guy or, funny enough, as a Canadian, like, this is disgusting. If there's any other Canadians in here, you're gonna wanna take away my man card, but, as a Canadian, I don't play hockey. Like, don't get me wrong, I played street hockey as a kid, that type of crap like that, but I never played any kind of organized hockey. Um, and for a Canadian kid, a Canadian male growing up not playing hockey, that's really, that's fairly weird. Like everybody does that. Even the young girls in Canada play hockey for Christ's sake, right? They play soccer. The women in Canada usually play soccer or softball in the summer, and then in wintertime, most of them strap on their hockey skates and they're playing hockey. There's more female hockey players in Canada than there are figure skaters and shit like that. So you're ashamed of of Alberta? You're ashamed of it? Well, you know what? I am not ashamed of it at all. I was born and raised in Ontario, and I moved out to Alberta, 6 months ago. So I've been here for 6 months, and I could not be happier. My life has changed exponentially since I moved here, and it's been a very good move. There's been some up and downs, and there's been a couple of things that, I didn't foresee, but it was personal, like physical things and, blah, 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 but, for the most part, like, the most part, if I ever step foot back in Ontario, if I ever step foot back in Ontario, it'll be because I have no choice. I've got a couple of kids that still live there. Two of my daughters still live in Ontario, so obviously, I'm gonna see my kids. But if you think I would ever go there and live or go vacation there or just hang out there for no reason, you're out of your mind. Jamie Gayton, good to see you again. Hi, love from Carroll in England. There you go. Monza, we're doing all right, man. I'm 13 in October. Marcus is 13. Well, Marcus, I hope your mom and dad aren't walking around listening to this chat, listening to this stream. For the most part, I prefer everybody in here, but there's nothing I can do about it. For the most part, I prefer everybody to be 18 or older, only for the reason that sometimes the chat can get a little out of hand. I myself have been known to swear and cuss and use some foul language or whatever you consider foul language. And I've already had a couple of experiences of 12 or 13-year-old boy or girl sitting on their couch, and all of a sudden I'm sitting here talking and I say, I'll say, fuck this, fuck that, cocksucker, motherfucker, shit, tits, bits, cunt, whatever. And the mother, next thing you know, I get an email from the mother saying, my son was sitting here listening to you and I heard this. Well, you know what? I didn't tell your son to sit there and listen. And I warned, and my channel is marked not for kids. So Marcus, at 13 years old, I can't ask you to leave. I can't ask you to leave, but all I can ask you is, you know what? If mom or dad is listening to this as well, mom and dad, this one's on you. This is your responsibility, not mine. I've covered my responsibilities. My channel is marked not for kids. I've asked everybody to try to be 18 or over. That's my part. I'm done. If you're listening to this and your kid is listening to this one's on you. American not knowing where Alberta is like European not knowing where Milan. Well, you know what? You'd be surprised. I've probably spent as many years of my life in the U.S. as I have in Canada, and the stigma of Canada is, there's you get down, say, below the Mason-Dixon line, you get down in the southern states, some of those people still think we live in igloos, and I got a pet seal and a pet penguin, and you know, I don't kiss my wife, we rub noses and shit like that. They just don't know, you know. They think there's snow on the ground up here, 12 months of the year. In July, I'm out in my parka, my seal skinned parka, and I'm dodging polar bears and I'm shoveling my driveway. You mean our 51st state? Oh, come on, Justin, that's old. That's old. That's not gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. Um, it's old. They're not talking about that anymore. It's funny, eh? Yeah, it is too far. As Canadians, when we're talking about specific parts of our country, it's out west and down east. Or back east. I say down east. When you're, I say when say where you're from, I say you're down Nova Scotia, or you're down east. I don't say you're out east. I say we're out west, or you're down east, not back east. Tales of Love and Tears. Damn good name, man. Damn good name. Like that. We got some really good handles coming through here. What's your source of living? Like, do you have any job or something else? Um, I drove truck. I was an owner operator for 30 plus years. No, sorry, I was a truck driver for 30 plus years. I was an owner operator for 25 of them, or just almost 25 of them. I, uh, I've recently retired from driving. I'm not doing it anymore. But I do keep my hands in a little bit of business on the side. So no, am I fully retired? No, I dabble in some this and that, but am I working per se? No, I'm not. Let's get geeked up. Hey, you know what? Go for it. You want to geek it up? Go for it. Macaroni games, don't smoke. It's bad for you. Yeah, I know. But nobody actually, I didn't know that. Somebody didn't send me the email. I didn't get that message. What wine do you drink? I don't drink wine. I don't drink alcohol. I'm not allowed. You know what? The provincial and federal governments prefer that I stay clean and sober. So that means I don't do any drugs larger than a Tylenol, and I don't drink anything stronger than coffee and Dr Pepper. So human 2819. There you go. So yeah, I don't drink wine. I didn't, and even when I drank, I didn't drink wine. I'll tell you honestly, I was a low bottom alcoholic. I drank Jim Beam. I drank bourbon, and it wasn't even good bourbon. Not compared to the stuff they got out here these days, man. The bourbon and the whiskeys that have now been put out over the last 30 years, from my understanding and from the smell of them, oh my God, they smell freaking great. They smell absolutely fantastic. So boy, did I miss out. But on the other side, I really didn't miss out because if I would have carried on in the path that I was going, I can definitely tell you with 100% certainty I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you alive. There'd only been one of two. There's three choices I had in life. One was to get sober and clean, and drug and alcohol clean. The other was to go to jail and be incarcerated for the rest of my life, and I wasn't going back to prison. And the third was to die. And obviously, I didn't do that because I'm sitting here with you with one beard hair sticking out. It's driving me nuts. Anyway, so no, I don't drink wine. I don't drink anything. Smoking is cool. Hey, king me. Everybody should just, live their own, be on their own, do what you want. I don't judge you for I won't judge anybody in here for smoking, drinking, carrying on, whoring, whatever the fuck your vice is. If that whatever your vice, I don't judge you. Yeah. If I smoke a cigarette or light up a cigar, leave me alone. Fragrat seems to be taking care of some business. There we go. Just popped on to give you a like and some views. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Soul Stitches. Chat is unhinged here. You should have been here yesterday, King Me. You think this is unhinged? Oh, we had a great one going yesterday. But it's good to see everybody here. Tennessee's in the house and taking care of business. There's one of the mods. So it looks like we got what we got two of them in here, three of them in here. If Tyke Truckin's still here, he's a mod. Cragrat's a mod and Tennessee's a mod, and business is being taken care of. Thank you very much, boys. What a Chad. Six what? Six question mark? What a Chad? Six daughters. Six daughters. What are their numbers? 33, 31, 29, 27, 24, and 23. School teacher, good to see you. Good to see you. If you are a school teacher and if you're in Alberta, you just went back to work. School went back in I think 10 days ago, a week and a half ago, something like that. So you guys are all back to work and hard at it. Good for you. Um, I think about when I was in school and I think about my kids going through school and even into university and college. Man, you guys don't get paid enough and don't get the credit you deserve. I would not want to be a fucking school teacher. There's certain levels of respect that I have for certain careers, firefighters, cops, EMTs, um, the road assist guys, those guys that have come out year over all the years and sitting on a busy highway and they're changing out a tire or doing a repair on my truck or something. That kind of level is at the top of my respect level for careers. If you're in any one of those careers, especially the cops, the EMTs, and the firefighters. You guys are at the top, but right after them, man, is school teachers. I would not want to be a fucking school teacher today. Are you out of your mind? Wow, my farts really smell. Ethan, that sounds like a personal problem. You might want to change your diet. That's all I can say about that. I know, complain more. Pat, I hope you don't think I'm complaining. I don't think I've complained about anything. I want to hear a good story to you. You want to hear a good story from me? Stick around. Stick around long enough, you'll get something. Namaste means I bow to the divine in you, showing respect for the goodness and inner light within you. Well, school teacher, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I appreciate the fact that you're here. And again, if you're a school teacher, my hat's off to you, sir or ma'am, whichever one you are, or whatever you identify as. Good on you. I wouldn't do your job. You wouldn't you couldn't pay me like I average the school teachers up here in Canada. They depending on what grade or what level you're teaching at, but some of them are making just over the 100,000. Some of them are making anywhere from 40 to 60,000. That's not enough. I don't even think I could do it. Not even for 100 grand. You paid me 100 grand a year, I wouldn't take a job as a school teacher. Made it again. How the hell are you? Tennessee, I'm doing really well today, brother. Doing really well today. Just waiting for that goddamn sun to come up. It's behind the trees right there. As soon as it crests, probably about another 15 minutes, as soon as it crests, we'll get a little bit of heat. I'm dressed warm, so I'm okay, but my fingertips are freezing right now. But thanks for being here, Tennessee. Appreciate you popping in. Appreciate you taking some mod duties away and taking care of some business for me. Ever been to Australia? Tamara, I have not. I do have a daughter that lives in Melbourne, so it is on our list. Probably, like I was saying earlier, we're Victoria and I are going to the Caribbean in November, and then we're doing Europe early next year, and then possibly late next year would be a trip to Australia. I've never been there, and I am dying to go. It is on my list of places that I really, 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 really want to go to. Victoria, not so much, only because, there are bugs there the size of dinner plates. And as she says it, everything there wants to kill you and eat you. So, and I kind of get that, but it is a different world, and I want to go see it. I definitely want to go see it. So, if I come over there, can you teach me to drive a truck? Evan, if you come over here, I will teach you to drive a truck. I'll teach you how to drive a truck properly. Absolutely. 100%. Hello from Iran. Azal, good to see you, man. From Iran. You guys are coming in from everywhere. Wanna saying hi to Tennessee, Craig Rat, Fred Durst. I've heard that. You guys have already done that one. Fred Durst. When I shave, I haven't done it in a long time, but when I shave all of this off and just do the mustache down, like say like the Fu Manchu down to here, I get the James Hetfield. If I take the hat off, I get the James Hetfield. Um, I look like a lot of guys. I wish I had a 1/10 of their money. My birthday is on the 24th of October. Well, you got one coming up in what, about a month? About a month. We'll probably see you before that. I'm not going to wish you happy birthday now. I'm from Atlanta. Come visit us. Windsor, I've been to Atlanta hundreds of times. I've been through Atlanta, delivered in Atlanta, picked up loads in Atlanta. Atlanta I'm going to be honest, for a truck driver, is not our favorite place to go. Really. Atlanta is traffic wise and time wise. It's not getting fuel in Atlanta is difficult at best. It's kind of hard. Um, and it's just such a major hub because Atlanta is pretty much the middle of your country, right? It's the middle of the United States, and it is so goddamn busy. Short clips, we sound very similar. I'm from Minnesota. Well, you know what? You're just a hop, skip, and a jump from the Canadian border, then, aren't you? Same with Minnesota. I've been through Minnesota millions of times, millions of times. The only thing I can't stand about Minnesota, well, maybe it's changed over the last. It's been about 7 or 8 months, maybe a little longer than that. No, say 9 months since I've been through Minnesota. The goddamn city is always under construction. Your highways have been under construction for the last, what, 15 years? Even the goddamn bypass is under construction. Minnesota is bad. I was just scrolling through the live section, found you. Let me tell you that you have a great vibe. God bless you. Well, dictator, that's fucking nice of you to say. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Whew, I am way behind in the comments. I just got a comment. I just got a message saying, "Hey, you're way behind in the comments." I want to immigrate to Canada. From what I understand, it's not hard to do. It's not hard to do. Before I get time out for the day, have a blessed one. It was good to see you again. Thanks for the advice back. And hey, no problem, Jacob. Anytime, man. Come on back here anytime. Love having you. You're just going for the spa. What's that? Hold on, chat just jump. You're just going to Amsterdam for the red light district. Don't lie. I'm not going to lie. We're going to Amsterdam. And yeah, I'm looking forward to going through the red light district. Not that I will partake in any of the activities, because I won't. But I am looking forward to going and seeing it and experiencing it. I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you. I'm going for the Spano, no spicy cookies. I don't have a six pack. I traded that in for a keg. Hey, take the keg, man. I need to go golfing. It's been forever years. I just bought a new set of clubs. I just bought a new set of clubs 2 weeks ago, and I have not been out to try them out yet. Because I 2 weeks ago, not even 2 weeks ago, about a week and a bit ago, I bought new clubs. I got a smoking deal on a real nice set of boat Ben Hogan's, and but I can't golf right now because 3 weeks ago I had some surgery. I had a hernia, a hernia surgery. I had a major hernia, but it was only minor surgery. But I had a surgery on my right on my belly button, and I can't golf. Right, you can't swing a club because you need those muscles, and I can't do anything. I'm healthy for my age. I'm not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. I know guys that are 55 that are in a lot worse shape than I am. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. I know guys that are 45 that are looking twice as old as I am. I'm so handsome. Well, you know what? I'm trying. We got a $2 drop for Trump is king, soon to be our 51st state. Hey, but you know what? Here, I'll even give that one a like. There you go, brother. Thanks for the $2. 50, it's not going to happen. Ontario weather climate better than Alberta, Toronto? No, absolutely not. Absolutely. Drummer, Ontario weather and climate better than Alberta? No, no. You come to Alberta, and one of the most beautiful things in the world. Yes, in the wintertime, we get cold, like we get lower temperatures generally than we do in Ontario. But we don't get as much snow. B, in the spring, summer, and fall, there's no humidity. Right, Grammar, if you live in Ontario, then you know what the goddamn humidity is like there. It's like living in Florida, for Christ's sake. You'll walk out of your house and the humidity hits you and you gag on it. Here we have no humidity, zero. Um, we get beautiful, beautiful aurora lights. We get the northern lights here. You get it in Ontario as well, but you get it a lot more and it's much clearer out here. The climate out here is much drier, right? There's not as many, you don't have as many people with asthma. You don't have as many people with breathing problems and shit out here. The only thing that we have out here, and actually you got it in Ontario right now, is the northern provinces on fire. So you got the forest fires and you got some smoke and haze, but eh, what I'm from Florida, 42nd, 42, and I've never met anyone who thinks any of that. Any of what? Omega Death? Any of what? John McPhee, what's up? Let's go, Wheelburn. Hey, let's go. Bring it on. I subscribed. You like I can't donate from my rant. Hey, that's okay. You know what? I don't ask for money. I really don't. It's not required to be a member of this channel or to sub to this channel. I don't even ask for you to sub. If you want to sub, please sub. Go ahead. All I will ask is that if you've got the time and you think it's okay, hit the like button. That's all I ask. I don't require your money, and any money that this channel makes, uh, and it's not a lot right now because the channel's a little bit flat right now. I haven't been doing a lot with it over the last couple of months. But any money that does come in that we do get paid on, it goes to the Forgotten Angels anyway. It gets donated, right? We don't. There's nothing to keep, right? If the channel makes, $150 in the month, or on a really bad month, it might make $100, $150, whatever. If that just goes, and if there's been months where we've done quite well, that goes to the Angels as well. So we don't keep it. Bet you can't smoke pick 6 packs a day. I bet you, Elliot, you're right. I can't. Funny though. I smoke cigars, and I can smoke 6 cigars in a day, and one Cuban cigar is equivalent to a pack of cigarettes. So I don't know how that works. Y'all don't have it right either, but will not be the 51st state. No, not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. How's the weather there? It is beautiful today. I'm just like I said, I'm just waiting for that sun to pop. Hold on a second here. This is what I'm looking at right now. Right, here's my backyard. There's the sun coming up between those trees. Absolutely just looking forward to that. So, English typing, please. Yeah, if you don't mind. I speak only English. I dabble in a little bit of French because Canada is a bilingual country. English and French are both our official languages, but I don't really speak it. I can understand it better than I can speak it. Victoria she's much better at it than I am. So if I need anything translated, she'll translate it for me. But try to keep the typing in English because, man, I don't have a clue what the hell you're saying. I haven't drank alcohol in, well, almost 2 decades now. Good for you. Life on the streets, good for you, man. Congratulations. Smoking when you're ancient is dangerous. Well, Bobby, I wouldn't say that I'm quite ancient yet. 55 today is not ancient. And if you think about it this way, Bobby, there's a list as long as my leg here of things that are gonna kill me probably long before fucking smoking will. So you're on probation. No, I am not on probation, trust me. Have I been to Modus, Minnesota? Yes, I have been to Minnesota. I've been through, up, down, all around Minnesota. Again, I was a long haul OTR truck driver for most of my life. And so I've been to all 50 states with the except I've been, the only states I haven't been to are obviously Hawaii. You can't if you could drive a truck to Hawaii, I'd probably give it a swing, but I haven't been to Hawaii and I haven't been to Alaska. But other than that, I've been to all 50 states. I've been to all the provinces, one of the territories in Canada. So yeah, I've been around. I've been off heroin for 7 years coming up. Great to hear this story. Short clip's fantastic. I was a coke addict and a crack addict, as a drug addict, right? I was coke and crack were my drugs of choice. Jim Beam was my liquid of choice, and occasionally I'd smoke a joint. Usually was as I was coming down to bring the landing in. Penelope, hi from Quebec, Canada. There you go. I was just talking about our French people, our French the French part of our country. There's the province of Quebec. There's Penelope from the French province of. And it's funny, people say it's Quebec. It's not Quebec. You don't pronounce the U. It's Quebec. It's Quebec. It's funny. You go into the province, and if you say Quebec, they'll look at you and roll their eyes. Why good people always have bad luck? Ugh, that's just life, man. I don't. There's no answer to that. Now, in my case here, I'm not gonna say that I'm necessarily a good person. I try the best I can to be a good man, or as hard as much as, I try my best, but I'm not. But, usually, as a good man, when something bad happens to me, it's usually I've got my own fingers in there and I've done something to sabotage myself, uh, and I usually fuck something up, so. Oh, I don't judge you for losing your foreskin either, mate. Oh, you can't judge me. I didn't make that call. It was done by my parents. Susmake, Penelope. There you go. That's a welcome from another Canadian. There's I'll make you uncomfortable. There's Robin from the beautiful province of Winnipeg. Did I say that? Anyway, beautiful province of Manitoba, not Winnipeg. Winnipeg is the capital city. Sorry. And Robin's not from Winnipeg, but from the beautiful province of Manitoba. Smoke more. I can do that. I can do that. Demonetized. Damn good to see you, son. How the hell are you, man? Hopefully, brother, you're doing well this morning. You're halfway there, dude. You woke up on this side of the grass, right? You're doing all right. Smoke crack. There you go. Keep it organic and natural. Smoke crack. There you go. You are definitely that old boomer who calls every guy younger than him buddy or pal in a condescending way. Lots of you out there. Zhab, that's a pretty fucking bizarre statement to make. I've never seen your name, and you've never in your life you don't know who I am. You probably I don't know if you've ever seen me before or whatever like that. I've never met you, so to make a statement like that is pretty bold. And if I had to guess, and I'm just guessing, I think it's just a matter for you to get your name on the screen, and I'm going to read your comment. And you're sitting there in your you're sitting there in your basement at your fucking with your phone or your iPad in your Spider-Man underwear going, "Oh, good looky, my comment is on the screen." Yeah, you got 2 English ass kickers, arse kickers, and a Tennessean hard arse modding today, Brian. There we go. Any good looking Latin women in here. There goes Tennessee. Tennessee's out on the dating scene. Tennessee loves a really nice, firmly packed Latin girl. Uh, Hit him up with that nice Latin accent. Oh my God. The moon is still out. No, the moon would be over there. It's still out, but it's over there. It's on the other side of the house. TV, I don't speak from experience. Okay. Again, hi from Quebec. Penelope's making sure we all know she's from Quebec. What about mechanics and generator mechanics? They kind of keep everything running, all your business up and running with your apartment buildings and energy lighting. Um, I guess, you know, I know that mechanics. I've spent millions of dollars over my career on diesel mechanics. Not so much cars. Anything on a car, for some of it, I do it myself, or if I don't know, I hand it in. But um, you're talking about like just handymen and stuff like that, the guys that keep your house, and if you got a problem with your house. I got a friend of mine. He's a Curtis. He's a small and a small generator and electric motor mechanic, and he does quite well. Imagine being a school bus driver. I'd be in jail. Oh, too far. I'd be locked up. Absolutely. How does smoking a cigarette compare to vaping? Genuinely questioned. Good morning. Um, that's a good question. Well, you know what, Fortnite. This is going to sound. I mean, I'll be completely honest with you. Um, I enjoyed vaping. I really did. Right, you could take a really big hit, a much bigger hit off a vape than you can off a cigarette. Um, but it's one of those things. See how the cigarette sits in your fingers and sits in your hand, and then it's almost like you can't do that with a vape, and it's almost. I don't know. I like the smell and I like the taste and I like the pull off a cigarette or a cigar, better than I do a vape. Um, I don't know. It's one of those things. Bog, okay, I'd like to have a Colombian. Oh, I've never had a Colombian. Another mod just came in. There's Camille. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, brother. Camille's coming to us all the way from Pakistan, man. I think he's the farthest away out of all our mods. Tennessee is obviously in Tennessee. Craig Rat and Ra and Tyke are both over in England. Tolga is in Turkey, but he's not here today. And Kamel, I think Kamel is our longest running, except for Tolga. Kamel is our longest running mod, and he's tuning in from Pakistan. Love having him here, man. Robin, appreciate that, guys. Hit the like button. It's cool. Mr. Smile, it's 4 p.m. here. Where are you at? If you don't mind me asking, where are you at? Arizona in the house. Uh, the Arizona's climate, with the exception of the heat, you guys are 10 times hotter than we are over with temperature wise. But your climate with the dry temperatures and the no humidity is what we experience here in Alberta. I love the fact that there's no humidity here. Like if it's like 25 degrees, it's 25 degrees. It's not 25 degrees feels like 40 with the humidity. It's 25 degrees. I love that. Americans need to read more. CD, I don't know what you mean by that, but hey, whatever. How many times have you called somebody buddy or pal? I'd be calling you bud and kid nonstop. You know what? It's just the way people talk. Yeah, it's just the way people talk. Um, it's part of just everyday lingo, the way you talk. So, hey, how you doing, bud? Hey, pal, how's things going? It's not a way for me to think that I'm a higher level, and it's just it's just the way we talk. I know a lot of people that talk like that too, and I'm not offended if anybody looks at me and goes, "Hey, bud, how's it going? Hey, bud, come on over here. Do me a favor, help me out with whatever." My birthday is October 23rd. Yeah, but you're old. You're fucking old. Don't tell my bro to stop smoking. Please let him do it. Ah, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Love that one. There's the name. Dill Doe. Nice. 4, you're an adult. Your birthday isn't special. There you go. Oh fuck. I actually like that. I actually like that. Fuck, that was good, man. 4 year old, your birthday is not important. Well, here, dildo in 2 4's defense. Two four is only a couple years younger than I am. So he might be in his 50s, but he's got the maturity level of a fucking teenager. So, maybe we got to throw him one here. Okay. Penelope, I guess you don't like Quebecers. Well, Penelope, what else do you want me to say? I've said hello to you 5 times. You've put 26 hellos in the chat. Like I can't keep saying hello to you every time you put hello in the chat. I appreciate you being here from the beautiful province of Quebec, and I appreciate you as a fellow Canadian. Thank you. But hey, come on, man. Dark Alex, you have the most normal voice I've ever heard. Hey, you know what? If I could go inside and I can go stand up and kick myself in the nuts if you want and give you the fucking super high. I'll give you a super high voice, but we're not doing that today. I don't smoke weed. Well, dildo, neither do I. Drammer, what? Drammer pulling shit out of his leftist book, Yoko. Fuck. Canada's full. Do you not see the housing crisis we're in from our last prime minister, allowing everybody to come in? I do. I do. It's one of those areas in life that, or not life in our country that is sadly been abused by the federal government and Muff Diver. It's one of those things that I don't know how old you are, but you're probably an older Canadian, or you're not a kid, but it's one of those things that I followed very closely during the election, and the amount of immigrants that were brought into the country coincided perfectly with the last Canadian election. And a lot of those immigrants that were looking for a better life, that were trying to get into Canada, were brought in very, very quickly without the proper procedures done. And when they got off the boat, the plane, or however they got here, they were handed free housing, free medical, free. They got a check. Here's some money. Da da da. And all of these immigrants, not knowing any better, it's not their fault, but not knowing any better, all of these immigrants went, "Oh, wow, this government is fantastic, wonderful," and the liberals bought them. And there was over 100,000 of them. Now, in a country with a when in a country of 46 or 47 million people like we have in Canada, which is not a lot, 100,000 votes, over 100,000 votes can sway, will make a difference. Dude's just making shit up as he goes through life. Must be pathetic existence. Whatever. You can only make so many comments and be ignored, and then what happens next? You know what? I try to hit on as many as I can, guys. There's 40 was there 45 of yous in here? There's 45 of yous in here, and I try to get as many as I can. But if I hit every single comment, I'm already probably about fucking 15 or 20 minutes behind in the comments. If I hit every single comment and made a comment on what you're saying, um, this live would go for 8 hours, and those days are gone. We don't do 8-hour lives anymore. We don't, we used to do 8, 10, 12 hours live at a time. So those days are gone. It's like I'll give you 2, 3, maybe 4 hours, and that's good. Robert, good to see you. You're a little late this morning, brother. Usually you're usually in the top 10 or 20 getting in here. Dildo's throwing 20 bucks. No such thing as Ontario. It's India 2.0. Well, I know that it is the most popular province for the immigrants, only because it's got supposedly it's got the most to offer. Right, it's the largest province, the most highly populated province. So supposedly, by realistically thinking, it should be that it should have the most to offer for jobs, education, health, Ontario healthcare, like OHIP and shit like that. So that is a good. It's not, it's not untrue what you're saying. It is filling up very quickly, but it's out here as well. It doesn't matter what province you're in. They come into Ontario and they'll stick around in Ontario and go, "Holy shit, it's just it's like a lot of us, it's too expensive to live here. Why would I want to live here when I can move out west and live at a much cheaper, or a lot less cost of living?" Right? And a lot of them do it. You come out to Alberta right now. I'm not going to say it's filling up, because it's definitely not. The whole province of Alberta, there's only 4.5 million people here. It's not filling up by any means. But we got immigration out here too. It's YouTube live. Go ahead, time you out. Nobody's gonna time you out. I'm not. You didn't say hi. I did say hi. I said hi to you 4 times. First time seeing your channel, brother. What is Forgotten Angels, if you don't mind me asking? Mike, Forgotten Angels is a charity out of Florida. It's run by a gentleman named I'm not going to give their last names. You can go look it up. But David and Cindy are a married couple, and they run it. It is a totally 100% nonprofit. They do not nobody that is there takes a salary, unlike like Goodwill or the Alzheimer's Society, Cancer Society. They've all got CEOs and they've got boards of directors. And Forgotten Angels is one of the only few charities that I have found that there is every single dollar that goes to the kids. And what it is a charity that was designed by or put in place by David and Cindy for kids who have aged out of the foster system, right? So if you were, say, like, the foster care ends when you turn 18, and then these kids are cut loose into life, and a very, very high portion of them, I don't know the percentage, but a very, very high portion of them um, are aged out, and they don't have the education they need. They don't have the things that they needed by the time they're 18. Is if you had kids, when by the time kids are 18, you've educated them, you've given them a sense of self-respect. You've done your part as a parent. Well, the foster parent program, foster parents don't necessarily work that well, and they don't really work that often. So when these kids turn 18, they're aged out, and what do? Most of them end up homeless, jobless, drug addicts on the street, blah 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 blah, all the way down the line. Well, David and Cindy set up a charity, and they take these kids in, and all of the money that they receive, they will put these kids through post-secondary education. They will get them into affordable housing. They will help them with loans for cars, for education, for anything that they need, because they were unable to get it through the foster care system. They continue on with that. They're very strict. Like, there's no bullshit. You don't just go in there and get a free ride. If you go into the Forgotten Angels compound, you're given a job. You will work, but you will be given a sense of purpose. And while you are there, you will be given all of the tools that you need to go out and become a working and contributing member of society. And that's what the charity does. That's in a nutshell. If you want, go Google it and look it up. Yeah. Camille, is there going to be a charity this year? We missed it because it was supposed to be last month, but like I said, it was because I wasn't physically able to do it. But like I said, they are doing their big camp out. I think it's October 23rd to the 26th, and I'm probably gonna try to do something along while the camp out is going on place. I'm gonna reach out to Dave and Cindy, see what we can do. No, Punjabi is the Canadian second language. It damn near is. Smokers die 12 years younger, dude. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I said French. Actually, that's true, Elliot. I said it's the official language. I didn't say it is the language. Back with a bang. Love that name. Back with a bang. Hell of a name on you, brother. Love that. Respect for you from Scotland. I love it. In from Scotland. So we've got Brits, we've got Scots, we've got Pakistanis, we've got Australians, we've got Indians. Man, you guys are in from everywhere. Do I smoke Newports? No, those are for women. You should grow out the wizard beard. No, it's not going to happen, Sack. Those days of growing out that big, like the Duck Dynasty big beard, nah. You know what? You only walk around with that for so many years. I had that beard for so many years, right? It's like, no. Meth was my poison. Moonshine for liquids and weed for the landing. Same. It doesn't matter what it is. It's the combination, right? Mine was coke and crack. Yours was meth. Moonshine. Mine was Jim Beam. And yeah, I'd smoke weed for the landing. And that's not to say, Robert, that I didn't crash land a few times, because God damn it, son, I did. Oh man, and believe me, I don't know about you, Robert, but when I crashed, it was spectacular. I usually woke up looking out through the bars going, fuck. Oh, what again? It's like, son of a bitch. Because God tests us. Well, I don't think God tests us. Elliot, it's not God's that's testing you, it's life. God gives you the or life gives you the test first and the lesson later. Remember that. Okay. When you think about life, everything that's happened to you in your life, you've usually had the situation or occurrence or whatever it is, good in your life or bad in your life, whatever it's happened first, and then the lesson came afterwards, right? That's why they say, remember what you did and don't make the same mistakes because you got the test, you failed. Remember what you did. So there's the lesson, right? And it's the same, it works the same way with good, right? When good things happen in your life, remember what you did to get there because, if you don't, you're gonna fuck it up. I'm a failure, but I live with it. Ah, no, man. If you're a failure in other people's eyes, that's not important. People can look at me and go, "I'm a failure." Okay, I'm not a failure, but if you think I'm a failure, that's fine. I'm not gonna lose a minute of sleep over it, and I really don't care. In my own eyes and in myself, within me, how I feel about myself, that's what's important. It's not important what anybody thinks of me or you for that matter. It's just not important. Okay. How you conduct yourself in life is a reflection upon you, right? It's your own character. Character is the most important thing a person has, aside from your name, right? The most important thing you have in life is your character. What is your character? Your character is what makes you up as a person. It's your morals, it's your understandings, it's your beliefs. That is your character. How you carry yourself and how you show yourself and show your character is more important than what anybody else in the world thinks about you. I got a Hellcat, got broken by my brother. I would not let my brother drive my Hellcat. There's a video on my channel of me and my brother in the Hellcat, and let me tell you honestly, we got up to about 170, and okay. This is really really bad because it wasn't responsible on my part, but my brother was in the passenger seat, and my nephew was in the back seat, and he was between the two seats filming. Right, he had his phone out and he was filming, and he was zoomed in on the dash on the speedometer, and we were at about 171 miles an hour, and I ran out of road. That car had more to go, and we ran out of road. We had to slow it down. Where in Jockland you from with a bang? With a bang, there you go. You guys are talking language. You're talking a language I don't know. I have 7 years clean from crack and heroin in December. I'm Millie. Congrats, 7 years. Fuck it. I still smoke weed. Well, you know what? That's fine. Millie, that is absolutely fine. I don't smoke weed, and that's just my choice. But I'm free. I'm 32 years clean from drugs and alcohol. 7 years. Myself personally, I look at weed as like having a drink, right? Like it's like having a drink these days. There's no taboo or no stigma to smoking a joint these days. If you were here right now and you were sitting in the chair right here beside me and you sparked up a doob, I wouldn't give it a second thought. It would be like going and cracking a beer. No big difference. Smells like maple syrup? No, not around here. Maple syrup is not native to the Western provinces, as far as I know. Well, maybe BC, but Alberta, I don't think maple syrup. All of our maple syrup, or for the most part, the maple syrup that comes out of Canada is coming out of Quebec and coming out of Ontario. Excuse me. That's where most of our maple syrup comes from. Guys, I googled French is official language of Canada. There you go. There's two official, English and French. Mr. Fox says black power. Hey, man, if that's your deal, go with it. Run with it, brother. Just outside of what's that? Gleesga? Back with a bang. If I fucked that up, I apologize. I'm just going to quickly jump because I'm so far behind. It's the internet. Half the people here are here to shit on you or hit on you. Magic, I don't care. Let them swing away. I got big shoulders. As long as they're picking on me, they're leaving somebody else alone. There's a chance that there's probably some guy or girl out there that's not having a good day. mentally or physically, and they just don't have it to get picked on today. So, you know what? You want to pick on me? Knock yourself out. As long as they're bugging and picking on me, they're leaving somebody else alone. he's sitting, he's sitting in mommy and daddy's basement in his Spider-Man underwear. There you go. Who is this fucking guy? I don't know. Prime, I don't have a clue who I am. I'm German. I can't hit you with a Herman accent. With a Herman accent? You can try if you want. The moon has many genders. There you go. And I don't care what your gender. I don't care about your color, your creed, your religion, your fucking gender, what you identify as. I don't care. I don't give a shit. If you want to come in here and chat and you want to fucking be respect, as long as you're respectful to other people in here and you want to come in and just hang out, I don't give a fuck what walk of life you come from, man. Come on in here, sit down, say hi, whatever you want to do. Starboy, I'm from Sweden and Russia. By the way, what am I watching? You're just watching some Canadian guy sitting in his backyard smoking a cigarette, drinking my morning coffee. It's 8:35 here in the morning in Alberta, where I live in Canada. And I'm just sitting here, just bouncing off your comments, and we're just talking life, general life, and shit in life. That's all we're doing, and we're doing a little shit talking. And if there's anything, Starboy, that you've got a burning desire you want to talk about, knock yourself out. Just go easy on the religion and go easy on the politics. But if you want to talk about cars, motorcycles, trucks, women, women is one of those things, because when you get into the chat and you start talking about women, everybody's ego goes is like this, including my own. And you're going to talk about women that you're going to say that you've had that you've never had. You're going to talk about doing things with women that you said you've done that I guarantee you've never done. But it is entertaining as fuck. So bring it on. Most females these days don't deserve the title woman. Same with males. They don't deserve to be called men, girls, or boys. Well, I don't know. I look at Victoria, and that's all woman to me, brother. Robert, she's all woman to me. I look at that woman. See, I look at that woman, and fuck, I know where it's at. I know where it's at. I don't identify her as nothing but my woman. This is a different view. Where is the car and the sunrise? You know what? The car and the sunrise is nice. It really is, and I kind of like that, Chad. But we were out here yesterday because the car was actually in the shop, just getting some tires changed and getting the brakes done and oil change, just typical shit like that, right? So we did this yesterday, and you know what? I like this better. I don't know what you guys, but I like this better. You know what? I got a big comfy chair to sit in. I got a bathroom right there. There's nothing worse than sitting in your car doing a 4-hour live, and about 3 hours into it, you got to pee. Let me tell you, you're sitting there for the last hour doing the pee pee dance while sitting there. Nah, this is more comfortable. That, and I've got unlimited supply of coffee. I've got an ashtray. This is just, if you guys really, really, really missed the sunrise, here, I'll give you the sunrise. Here it is here. It's coming up over the trees right there, babe. There's your sunrise. I know it's a little fucking foggy, but little blurry, but whatever. So yeah, and that is a baking dish. It's just easier. What I did is I just grabbed the phone mount out of the car, stuck it in a baking dish, and then just put the phone right here like this, so I can just adjust it and talk. I don't have to hold the phone. So if you're wondering why is there a baking dish there, that's why that's this. Hi, Daddy. Not today, Walla. I've got 6 daughters, and I know where all of them are. And I might have a few more out there, Wallace. So if you saying I'm your daddy, I want the DNA proof. Cigarettes are not good. Well, yeah, you know what? There's a lot of shit that isn't good for you, but you still do it. You know, still do it. Vapes are like fat-free butter. I don't eat fat-free butter. I don't eat margarine. I eat butter. You go look on this side door of my fridge. There are pounds of butter sitting there. Butter, not margarine, not fat-free. Bog is Cumbrian. I see. I don't know what Cumbrian is. Born in Carlisle. Okay, Mary, you're from Germany. There you go. We've got some very good friends in Germany. I will be next, like I said, next year when we're over in Europe. I will be visiting and stopping in and seeing some of these people. Magic. Oh my God. I'm in Egypt. Shout out, shout my ass out. There you go, Magic. You got your shout out from Egypt. You ever walked like an Egyptian? I had to say it. It was that's so fucking tacky. I know it's so fucking tacky, but I had to say it. Sorry. Boston, Massachusetts. I've been to Boston thousands of times. Been to Boston thousands of times. Um, I like I said, my most of my life I was a long haul trucker, so I've been to just about every major city in the U.S. and Boston's one of them. Picked up, done a lot of work out of the port. I've done spent a lot of years on the Eastern Seaboard, so we're talking, a lot of New York City, a lot of Jersey, a lot of like Boston, a lot of Virginia, Norfolk, going in and out of Norfolk and in Virginia. Transit fan, first time watcher. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Come back again, though. Come back again. Lizzie, love you. Well, baby, love you too. Love you long time. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for the comment. Really, asking Americans to read is like asking dogs to read. I'm American, by the way. Well, I don't trash Americans in any way, shape, or form because if you look at the Canadian population, man, we're not too far off, right? Especially a lot of the border cities, the major city closest to me is Calgary, and like I said, I'm only 3 hours from Montana. The Americans and Canadians are very much alike. They're very much alike. You go different areas in the United States, you get different dialects, right? It's still English, but you get different dialects. A guy from Boston doesn't talk like a guy from Texas. A guy from Texas doesn't talk like a guy from Florida. They mix it up. Until the only place that kind of fucks people up, even Americans, even in America, the only place that really fucks them up for the language is when they go to New Orleans, right? Because then you get a whole mix of dialects, Southern, Northern, and French. And it's like a mishmash pot of fucking language in New Orleans. And it even fucks up Americans. But I wouldn't say that Americans can't read. The Americans aren't stupid. They're for the most part, they're no different than Canadians or anywhere else. You know, I don't know. I mean, and most Americans I know, they can read. Why do I look like a chicken feather? Come on. Unknown guy? Why do I look like a chicken feather? Do better. If you're gonna insult me, bring it. Like really, but come with something better than chicken feather. Really. What do you think about the LGBTQAIA plus community? I don't think about it. Starboy, I don't think about it. I don't give a damn about that community. Not that I don't give a damn about them, meaning like I wish they died or it. No, I don't. Starboy, I live my life to live my life, and I concern myself mostly with myself, minding my own business and taking care of my own business and taking care of my own family and taking care of friend, living my life. How you live your life, Starboy, or anybody else, or anybody in the LGBTQA, whatever. If that's the way you live your life, then live your life. Live your life. Honest to God, just do what you do. Live your life you want. The only thing I ask is you don't cram it down my throat. You know, I'll respect any way you want a life. If you're gay, straight, bi, trans, fucking anything, I don't care. Live your life any way you want to live. I'll respect that. Just respect the fact that this is how I live my life, and we'll all get along. I have in the LGBTQ community, I have that within my family. I have that within my family, and that's fine. I live with that within my family. I accept that. I respect that. It makes no bearing on how I live my life. I don't give it a second thought. Nothing is special about adults. We're all just dying people, and only 30, and I'm only 37 and feel like I'm dying slowly. Well, magic, it's one of those things, and you probably heard it said, the minute you're born, you start to die, right? The minute you're born, you start to die. It's just simple as that, and it's the God's honest truth. Right? You start aging the minute you're born. And at the end of your trip, hopefully you make it to a ripe old age. And by the time you get there, hopefully, you've had a good life. Um, What are your thoughts on 9/11? Was it an inside job? Dale, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it is one of those areas that has really intrigued me because I was at an age when 9/11 happened that I remember where I was, what I was doing. You know, it was one of those moments in my life that I remember vividly, right? Because of my age. I was an adult when that happened. Just like when my parents' age, they have those moments. They remember where they were, or if you're an American, your parents know where they were, what they were doing when JFK was shot, when Martin Luther King was killed. You know, those are prolific moments in our history, and you know, we remember. So 9/11 was one of the. Do I think it was an inside job? I don't think they did alone. I don't. There's just too much evidence. There's too much evidence. Do I think that there was a hand somewhere within the government that had a hand in it? Yes. Can I speak like Tom Capital, please? I don't have a clue who Tom Capital is. Have you ever visited Europe? No. Next year. Next year, baby. We're coming to Europe. We're coming to Europe. Hit the like button, everyone. Yeah, do me a favor, stroke the like button. It's got 42 likes. I try if I can. I would like during a live try to break 100. You know, if we can break 100 likes, I appreciate that. We got 56 in here, 42 likes. So there's 43 likes. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Magic. I smoke weed. There you go. Enjoy it, man. I love the smell of weed. I don't smoke it, but if you were Magic, if you were sitting right here with me and you lit one up or you were smoking a blunt or whatever, I got no problem. I love the smell of pot. I love the smell of pot, and because in Canada it's legal, and like there's nothing wrong. Like you can sit outside your house, you can sit out in your backyard and smoke a joint. You can now we got people in the area that I live in. Like you can walk up the street and you can smell it, right? People smoke it just like you're sitting out in the backyard having a drink. They sit out in the back and have a smoke a doob. I love it. The Liberals completely fuck Canada and its citizens. Carney's good friends with child trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell. Bradley, this is not honestly, this is not the time. I would love to. I really would. I would love to walk down the political path with you, and we could spend about 20 hours thrashing and pulling apart the Liberal Party, back from when Trudeau took office right up until where Carney is right now, and we could just keep going for 20. We're not going to do that today. We're not. But let's just say this, Bradley. I do agree with you. I absolutely 100% agree with you. We need to decentralize power. Anyone up for a revolution? Magic. We tried it. We tried it. And when I say that we tried it, I say that in the form of you guys. If you're anybody over the age of fucking 20, you know, is going to remember what we did in Ottawa with the convoy. We tried it. And what did we get for our troubles? We got shot at with tear gas. We got shot at with rubber bullets. We got stomped by horses. We got arrested. We got our bank accounts frozen. We got, you know, that's what we got for our trouble. Now we held tight and we stood firm, but that's what we got for it. When you are fighting a government, uh, it's not like fighting a workplace or a corporation. Even corporations or some corporations are actually more powerful than governments. But when you're fighting something like that, you have a much better chance. But when you're fighting a government, remember they have unlimited funds, they have unlimited resources, they have unlimited time. Where's the car in the sunrise? I already answered that. Do an 80-hour live. I've never done an 80. I think the longest I did was 16 hours. And with YouTube, I think after 12, it doesn't get broadcast. After 12 hours, they cut it. So you can go live and I could be live, but in my replay, only 12 hours of it would show up. I should see Brampton and Mississauga. I grew up in Mississauga. Um, I was born in Toronto, but I grew up in Mississauga, and so Drammer. I know Brampton and Mississauga very well. There's not a backyard, a girl's father, um, that I haven't crawled through or fucked over in that area there. The real me. Hey, hey, what's poppin'? What pegging? Well, dude, we're just sitting around fucking. Look at that. The sun is just the fucking sun just finally got out. The heat, the warmth feels great. It actually does. My guy, I is so glad Algo blessed me with your energy this morning. Hey, thanks for that, man. Appreciate that. Thanks for coming in here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hello from Wales, geographic dude from Wales. We got a lot of Great Britain in here today. Brian, when you and the better half, no, she's the much better half, come to Europe, why don't we meet up so live and do a live beard shave? Um, Anything's possible. Crag rat, anything's possible. That's Newport's answer was the first thing I heard. It made me laugh. Well, that's just the way I think about it. You've been lucky you never got yourself locked up. Well, you know what? The only difference, Robert, as a recovered addict and alcoholic, there's people that I know, and there's a lot of people that are incarcerated and they're locked up in prison right now. The difference between a lot of them and me is they got caught. I should have been caught. I should have been caught. I'm believe me, I'm no fucking criminal genius by any means. I should have been caught, and I did some stints and this and that, but I've never been. I've never been locked up, incarcerated for like 10 years, 15 years, or 20. And realistically, the only difference between those guys and me is that they got caught. Be a man and smoke a Marlboro. Marlboros are horrible. I'm gonna fucking start a fight here with somebody, but no, Marlboros are Winston's are horrible. Can't smoke either of those. Y'all believe in the fairy tale in the sky? Absolutely not. There's life is not a fairy tale. There is no fairy tale in the sky. If you want it, you got to go get it. Absolutely. If you want it, you got to go get it. Nothing is going to be handed to you for free. That's not to say that at some points in my life I have not accepted help or I've had somebody help me along the way. But you know what? If you want anything in life, go get it. Don't bitch that life is kicking you in the nuts and you can't do anything. If you can't do it, it's because you've set your mind to the fact that you can't do it. As simple as that. And I don't mean stupid things like you don't tell me I can't flap my arms and fly. That's obviously a given. But if you're going to tell me that I can't do that, I can't do this, I can't find a job, I can't do this, I can't get off your ass. Anything is attainable if you have the right mindset. Instead of saying I can't, say I can. I will do instead of I can't do this, I won't do that. I won't do that is one of those things that or one of those quotes that is now said that I won't do this, I won't do that. Yeah, but you know what? You'll sit on your couch and collect unemployment or collect social assistance or collect nothing before you'll take a 15 or $16 an hour job because it's beneath you. I'm not working here. I'm not serving McDonald's for $15 an hour. So what? You're going to sit there and be broke? Take a $15 an hour job until you can find the job that you want. I'm doing just fucking great. Well, man, I'm glad to hear that. We're hopefully learning from it along the way. Hopefully. So, what kind of character does a bullshitter have? The real me. What kind of character does a bullshitter have? It depends on what they're talking about, and it depends on what platform they're using. You know what I'm talking about. This is YouTube. This is entertainment. You know, I'm not on here, and most other YouTubers, or a good portion of other YouTubers, aren't on here to tell you our life and share our interpersonal feelings and our life and our personal. That's not what I got this channel for or what I do, right? That's not what this is all about. This here is to sit here and tell stories. And yes, 90% of us do we toe the line a little and exaggerate? Everybody does. Do we, do a little bullshit and there's a little fib in here, a little fib in there? Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's what the channel's for. It's to have fun. It's to entertain. Yeah, I'm not here to fucking teach you anything. I'm not here to tell you about my personal life, right? If you know me personally, then you know my personal life. I don't need to sit here and tell Rutabaga Charwig anything about my life or Dildo anything about my life. It's up to me to determine what level of intimacy that I want to share with you guys. If you add me, I will like and subscribe. Add you as a moderator? Not today. Buck Brown, damn good to see you, son. How are you, man? I'm about 3 weeks behind in comments here. Enjoy the rest of the day, champ. God bless, right? Thank you very much. Good to see Buck in here. No big difference from the guy that's been sober for 30 years. There's no different. There's no difference between a guy that's been sober for 30 minutes or 30 days and than me that's been sober for fucking 30 plus years. There's no difference whatsoever between the two of us. It's one day. I've been sober today. I woke up this morning and I've been drug free and alcohol free today. If you've been sober for 30 days, it's still today. You woke up today, you are clean and sober today. There's no difference between me and him. I'm no better than him, he's no better than me. There's no level, right? The years that I have achieved only just means that I have been able to put more days together that add up to those years as opposed to somebody that's been clean and sober for 30 days. That guy, if he's doing what he's supposed to do to keep himself clean and sober, he'll attain 30 years doing exactly the same thing, one day at a time, putting one day in front of another. That's simple as that. Bro, exactly where you at? I am in Strathmore, Alberta. Strathmore, Alberta. My real name is Noah. Tell a tough guy story. You know what? Nobody wants to hear tough guy stories. And tough guy stories are for egos. Really, they really are. Don't get me wrong. You ask anybody that knows me, I've got a very healthy ego. I do. You ask my girlfriend, right? How the two of us, she laughs her ass off sometimes that we're in the car and I'll be driving. And she's like, she'll look at me and go, she'll roll the window down. And I know she's about to say something fucking smart alecky. And she's like, I'm just making some room for your ego, right? So spreading some positivity. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. It doesn't matter what you look like, just spread positivity and be kind. Reaper Quinn, it's just mutual respect, baby. That's all it is. Show a little mutual respect and a little bit of love to people. It doesn't matter what you lay out. Former roughneck? Nope, never been a roughneck. Good portion of my life, for the most part, I've drove truck. That's not roughnecking it. I don't think I could have ever like been a roughneck. I don't think I could have ever like per se worked out in the oil patch. Um, maybe younger, but I probably no. Hello from Montana. Well, you are the bordering state to my province. I'm in Alberta. Is a total, yeah, okay. Is a total woman? Yeah. Well, I've got the total package, dude. Frag rat, don't play with him. Hello from Montana. Good to see you, man. Chad, you're very far behind in comments. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I'm just gonna skip. Okay, guys. I know there's a lot of comments. Whatever you view is fine. I just enjoy listening and hearing the comments. I gotta. Sorry, brother, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Yeah, it's all English. You've destroyed our language. Um, yeah, we have. I'm just jumping through here quick. Marco, good to see you. Fun fact, I can speak Braille. I might have to at some point in my life, believe me. I'm in Yorkshire. Well, we won't hold that against you, Tyke. Much love to you, brother. You know what, Tyke? I keep that flat cap right at my front door. It's one of the hats that it's on my, what do you call it? My coat rack. I've got one of those where Victoria got one of those big, tall coat racks. You can hang your coat and blah, blah. And my flat cap is sitting right there right now. No such thing as a racist. Speech racism is a physical act. Until it's physical, it's called prejudiced. There's a difference. Robert, very good point. Very good point. Um, But you could be a racist by thinking what you're thinking. You don't necessarily have to say it. I guess. You know what? It's one of those that if I go down that route, then I'm probably going to offend some people. And some Yorkshire tea and Henderson sauce. Um, Dar got the tea and the sauce. It has nothing to do with skin color, lames, or hung up. That's another good point. They use our prejudices, or not our prejudices. They instill a lot of the prejudices, and then they use it to divide us as Canadians. Greetings from Dublin. There we go. We got one from Ireland. The real me. What's your complaint? I've got a good question. What's your views on feminism? Only joking. Don't answer that. We'll have a shitstorm. Yeah, we will. Um, you know what? My views on feminism. Again, it goes back to everything else. You know, just mutual respect. I don't know. You know what? And this is just me, guys. Okay, this is just me. When it comes to women, and this is from experience. Okay, this is from experience. Um, and my own experience, not from anybody else's experience. When it comes to women, I don't know jack shit. Okay, but I do know this. My woman does not walk behind me. You know, I said this yesterday. You hear of that saying. Every good man is backed up by a good woman. There's a good woman. That's not the case. In my case, in my case, my woman doesn't stand behind me. My woman doesn't stand in front of me. You know, my woman walks beside me. She stands in life beside me as a partner. She's my partner. She's my equal. And if you're a feminist, or not a feminist, if you're a male chauvinist or whatever the fuck you are, if you don't agree with that, that's fine. If you're live your life differently, that's fine. But that's just the way I view it. Okay. My woman is a partner with me in life, and we go through life. Her opinion to me matters. Her feelings matter. Her thoughts and her processes and her life matter to me. And that's why I'm with her. That and she's fucking smoking hot. And she's smart, as smart as hell. She's smarter than I am. So that's just the way so for me to make a comment on feminism, whatever. My girlfriend, she's not a feminist. She's a woman. And she lives her life as a woman. And she goes through life and addresses life as a woman, as the woman that she is. She makes her own decisions, she has her own thoughts. Um, and she's decided to walk through life with me. I need to learn to use check autocorrect. I'm so guilty of that too. Anna, hi from Sweden. Good to see you. I think you were in yesterday. Were you not, Anna? Good to see you. Mississippi here. Hillary, good to see you. Mississippi, been through Mississippi, Clarksdale. Had family that lived in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Hi from Australia. Let's be honest. Good to see you. How about the monarchy? Not a fan of that either. I can't stand the fucking monarchy. I really can't. I can't stand the fact that when I take a money out of my wallet, there's the fucking queen's head is on it, or the fucking monarchy's face is on it. It drives me nuts. Trucker Dan, hey Brian, we met at the Global Cam in Cornwall, Ontario. I'm back behind the wheel. I'm Moncton on my way home. Enjoy the beautiful day, brother. I remember that. Thank you very much. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. Glad you're working. Be safe. Be good. Keep the wheel. The rubber on the ground. You know the old saying, man. Keep the wheels on the ground and the roof under the bridges, and don't take nothing home to mom in the ditches. So good to see you, man. Trucker Dan, thanks for doing that. Thanks for being here. Thanks for what you guys do, because I'm retired from driving. I don't drive anymore. And you know what, man? Thanks for all the guys that are still out there doing it. Country can't run without you. So no more three Brit limit in a chat. Well, what am I going to do, Buck? You know, and the Buck, as well as I do, the most dangerous thing in the world is when you get more than three Brits together in one room. They start fucking plotting to take over the world. Poodle shirt? I don't know what you're talking about. Weed's better than cigs, haha. All cigs are terrible for you. I agree. It had a nut allergy. Okay. Now we're into the jokes. There we go. Hold on. I'm just quickly running through again, guys. You got to give me a second here. I'm sorry if I'm missing your comment. I'm just so far behind. I gotta catch up a bit. What price do you pay for cigarettes over there? Um, a 20 pack of cigarettes like this, a simple pack like this, is if you go to the gas station, you're about $24, 22 to $24. Isn't Canada all about safe needles for addicts? Podex, unfortunately, you're right. Depending on which area, I know BC. Um, I do not agree with it. It's not something that I believe in or I agree with. But unfortunately, being a fuck, what do you want to call it? A liberal country, that's just the way it is. Bassmatic, good to see you, man. How are you? Canada went to shit real fast after we legalized weed. Stunning landslide. Mm, I don't know. I don't know. I know that the tax dollars that they generate from marijuana in Canada are not going for what they said when Trudeau got elected on the platform of that he was going to legalize weed, and then the demographic, all the people in the demographic from 18 years old to 25 years old in Canada that don't usually vote, they all heard that he was going to legalize weed, so they all voted and the little prick got into power, and he did legalize the weed. But I do know that the tax dollars generated from all the weed that is sold in Canada is not being used for what they sold us on. Not gonna lie, the pay sucks here in Tennessee. Dude, you know what? It's one of those things though. You must be willing to take the job, right? You must be willing to take the job. If the pay sucks, that's fine. Take the job, take the shitty paying job. It's better than taking no job, right? I'm sick and tired of listening to people going, I can't find a job. Yeah, there are jobs. You're just not willing to do them. Do the shitty job or do the job you may not like and keep on looking until you find the job that you're qualified that'll get you into the pay bracket that you want. That's how they pull it exactly. Old West Old West Gunner. Fuck, good name. That's how they do it. That's how they did it. They won that. Trudeau won that election on the weed. How much do you miss your buddy Trudeau? Let me tell you this, Chris. If Trudeau was in my swimming pool and he was drowning, the only way I'd save his life would take my foot off his head. That's how much I miss him. California had bigger problems than weed. Spent 4 years in SF culture shock. Do California is one of the states that I would visit to. I would never live, but I've been there for business, and I might go for a quick vacation, just to see it and hang out there. But fuck, I would never live there. Why is 1/10 of California's population bailing out of California and going to Texas? Yes, weed's how they got it, but I think it's a benefit. The fact that I use weed instead of opiates for my spinal injuries is amazing. Well, drunken already, I've preached on the umpteen million times. Um, how good weed is for you, right? And the benefits of the weed. Not necessarily always the THC, but the CBD. Right, the medical benefits of CBD is it's off the charts of what they're finding that CBD can do for you. Arthritis, spine, hips, legs, fucking joints, lungs. If there's anything, they've usually got some form or variation of CBD that can help you. Get an ounce for like 35 now. Used to be 100 to 125. Well, it did bring down the price of pot, right? It did. But the funny thing is, now I haven't bought it obviously in a lot of years, but the last time I bought a gram of pot, it was $10. It was $10. And from what I understand right now, because my daughters do it, they hit the weed store. You can buy a gram of weed right now, $7 to $8. You know, $7 to $8. It's probably the only industry in the world where over time the price hasn't increased. I was about to ask if your answer our questions. I try, man. 8 years here, no hard drugs or cigarettes. Good on you, man. One day at a time. Like I said, there's no difference between you and me. 8 years and 30 years. You got up this morning, you put your pants on, you one leg at a time, you stood up, you took your first couple breaths, probably had a coffee, and you know what? You're gonna live your life today. Suzanne Davis, I'm sober today. Congratulations, sweetheart. Good on you. Seems to be a lot of yous in here. I'm not the only one. Most of my old friends are dead or in jail. I can say that honestly. Um, yeah, when I think about it, probably in my case, I'm 55. Probably a good portion, a higher percentage, are have passed away. Some of them are in jail or have spent long stints in jail and might be out now. But still, it's yeah. You can buy a moderator status and for $200 Canadian or equivalent. You drop $200 in the chat, we might turn you into a blue mod. Yeah, there are three weed stores in my small town of less than 8,000. Two of them are money laundering for the native bands. Basmatic, there, like where we live in Strathmore, um, literally, okay, literally, the population here is 15,000 people where I live. It's fairly a fairly small town, and I think we've got way more than three weed stores. In a town that's only it's about 2.5 miles long, like from east to west, and it might be a mile and a half, like from north to south. So it's a small town, 15,000, 15,000. We've got three Tim Hortons. I think there's more weed stores than there is anything else. And that's just fact of life. SoCal, what'd you get lost, SoCal? Haven't seen you in a dog's age, man. How the hell are you, man? How the hell are you? It is good to see you. I'm really hoping you're well. Hope business is good for you. Hope you're still cranking it up. Hope you're still out there teaching, SoCal. I gave up on that portion of the Wheel Burner Express and the trucking and all that, and kind of have gotten away from of the teaching or the experiencing and helping. I've gotten away from a good portion of that, but hopefully you have not. Hopefully that you're still going and you're still teaching and you're still preaching and you're a positive force in the trucking industry. Um, keep doing if you are, keep doing what you're doing. The fucking industry needs it badly. There you go. This is the bullshit corner today. Are you flying out of Ottawa next week or for the 15th? Are you flying out to Ottawa next week for the 15th? No, I will not be flying to Ottawa anytime soon. Anytime soon. I'm saying hi to SoCal. SoCal's got a pretty decent channel. I haven't looked at your sub count, but last time I think you were up around 25, 26, maybe 25, 26,000. Good channel, solid channel. Don't expect any bullshit though. He's not going to lie to you, and he does swear. But at least you'll get the truth, and you will get whether you want to hear it or not. You'll get what's coming, especially about the trucking industry. You're going to give Tyke a run to run for his money. Violent, violent voids. Violent voids. Nice name. Hey, I have a question for you. I've been through 12 steps a few times. I have a drinking problem. No, you don't have a drinking problem. You have a living problem, and you use the drinking to accommodate and help you through life. Nobody has a drinking problem. Nobody has a drug problem. You have a living problem. You have a coping problem. That's what you have. The drugs and the alcohol are your crutch or your coping mechanism to get you through life. But if you've got a question, please feel free to throw it in here. What religious crap ain't for everyone? AA. That religious crap ain't for everyone. AA. AA is not religious. It's spiritual. I did use Alcoholics Anonymous in my early days, getting clean and sober. And it did help. The 12 steps benefited me. They did. Today, I'm not active in Alcoholics. I'm not active in any programs right now, and I haven't been for many years. But all of them have it: AA and Alcoholics Anonymous, NA, Narcotics Anonymous, CA, Cocaine's Anonymous, OA, Overeaters Anonymous, SA, Sex Anonymous. Fuck, they've all got their good points. Now, again, some of them do have their run-ons and their drag-outs and everything like that. But you know what? Hey, that's just fucking life. You're not gonna find you can't find a program that's gonna suit everybody perfectly. It's impossible. Prejudice versus preference. I prefer preference. Outlook on methadone. I'm for real. Honestly, very curious on your outlook. I didn't use methadone when I came off coke and crack. Um, I unfortunately, not unfortunately, I guess it worked for me. I myself personally, I was literally kidnapped. Right, I made the decision that I had to get off the drugs and get off the alcohol, and it was as a result of somebody else losing their life, and I had a hand in it, and I paid a very dear price for it, and eventually, my life, I bottomed out. And that at some point, I had to take an honest look at myself and had a moment of clarity. And I had to get clean and sober. And I reached out to some people for help. And it wasn't a 12-step program. It wasn't any kind of church or anything like that. I reached out to some people that had already done it and that were already doing it. And for the condition and the state that I was in, I needed to be institutionalized, but that wasn't available to me. And literally, I can honestly say I was kidnapped. I was kidnapped and I was locked up, but not in a prison or an institution or anything like that, not in an official manner, but I was locked down. And for 10 days, I was literally, under surveillance. I had somebody or people with me for 10 days while I puked, pissed, shit, gagged, threatened, cried, screamed, hallucinated. I went through it all. I made death threats to people and meant it at the time that I was going to kill them if they didn't let me out, let me go. And it after 10 days, I kind of got my head kind of clear, but I didn't use methadone. I don't condone it. It can be useful. It's not the go. It shouldn't be the go-to though. That's the problem, Brittany. It shouldn't be the go-to. Cowboy, try better. Social media has massacred the ethic and drive of my generation. The mindset. Ugh. Karen Brown. Karen Brown. Who's that? I don't know who that is. The only person in the world that calls me kiddling. She refers to me and my brother as her kidlings. Like, we're not her kids. We're not her sons. Um, you know, uh, growing up, I was the little, come here, you little bastard. I was the little bastard. And I think Glenn was the little fucker. Right, so we were identified as we came in a little house. We pissed off my mom to a degree and being, "Oh, for Christ's sake, you little bastard!" And I knew she was talking to me, and my brother was a little fucker. But all our lives, I'm 55 years old, and my mother, Karen Brown, right there, still identifies me as a kidling. I am her kidling. As your mom, you'll never know how proud and grateful I am that you decided to save your own life 30 years ago, one day at a time. There we go. Thank you, Mama. I appreciate that. I love you very much. There are drug abuse and alcoholics in my family, and I struggle with it being a lot. You know what? It is bad. Alcoholism has run rampant in my family. Uncles, grandparents, parents, cousins. It runs wild. It's still today. It doesn't run through my family. It gallops. So, Kyle, good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Sorry, you're probably long gone by the time I got to this. Great luck. See you, man. Thanks for being here, man. The random guy Maverick, you ran into the other guy represents a lot of Canadians confused and scatterbrained. I'm not going to say he's confused and scatterbrained. He's not confused and scattered. He just believes in what he believes in. You can't fault somebody for being a self thinker and believing in what you think and believing in what you think about. If you think a certain way and you believe that and that's your life, that's fine. Again, though, don't cram it down my throat. Respect that this is the way I live my life. Hello, y'all. Wallace Wells, good to see you. Mr. McLaren, good to see you. I'm quickly ripping through these. John Still, real money exists everywhere. I disagree with that. I make more money on debt than I do on. I make more money today on debt and credit than I do fucking with any income that I have as a job. He just drives feminists up the wall these days. There's 5 Brits in now, marching on together. Yeah, well, fucking the world's about to stop. Look out. Do 5 Brits bully the Irish, or is that just the government? No, I think 5 Brits could probably take over the could easily take over. You gotta watch out, man. We're gonna see you win. We're so proud. We sing it loud and proud. Leads, leads, leads. There you go. Guys, sorry again. I'm just quickly running through here. Sunderland AFC fan says hi. Bog Ivan 420. Hey, I'm up in the UK. The UK government should make cannabis legal. I think everybody should make cannabis legal. If you're of age to drink a beer or have a drink of whiskey or something like that, you should be able to smoke a joint. Linking Atlas, thank you very much. Everybody subscribe and hit the like button. I don't ask for a sub, but man, stroke the like button. Boring girl, what's my age? I'm 55. I'm 55 years old. How many types of trucking is there? Like semis and water trucks and oil field? There's a lot. There's a lot of different genres of trucking. There's flatbedding, there's van, there's reefer, there's oversized, there's then you get out in the oil field, and so there's water running, there's tankers, there's all that kind of shit. It's almost endless. So what you think about it, anything that you can look at right now, Old West Gunner, anything that you can lay your eyes on. Look around wherever you are. I don't know if you're in your house, your backyard, you're driving your car, whatever. Look around. Anything that you're looking at was probably put there at some point or another by a truck. It was brought to you by a truck, and if it wasn't brought to your front door, it was brought to the store where you bought it. And that includes everything from liquids to explosives, anything. The list is endless. SoCal through five. That's $5 American. So that's what, like 2,500 bucks Canadian. Appreciate that, SoCal. Omega Death. Anything that needs to be transported, but it can't by boat, planes is by a truck. Exactly. And think about it. If it comes off a train, it goes onto a truck. If it's coming off a boat, it's going onto a truck. Right? Everything comes off a truck. Comes out of a truck. $5 in my country becomes 1 lakh. I don't know what a lakh is. I know the Canadian dollar right now is terrible with the Americans. I think we're at a dollar, almost like a dollar 50. So a dollar 50 can yeah, an American dollar is worth a dollar 50 Canadian. So SoCal just threw $7 at me. Appreciate that. I'll take $7. You killed somebody? I did not kill anybody. No. Do you really think that I would sit here on YouTube and say that I killed somebody? Absolutely not. I think he met serial killer on his prime time. No, never met a serial killer. Well, I may at some point or another. I guarantee you, everybody, if you live to be my age and you're 55, you've probably been within fucking an arm's reach of a serial killer. Just didn't know it. Nepal is very dangerous right now. Nepal. Sorry, I said Nepal. Nepal. So, boring girl. So I have to leave. Oh, there you go, man. Sorry that it's so dangerous. Was going to say there's some trouble over there right now. There's trouble over here everywhere. The stuff going on with the some of the stuff that the police departments in Canada, what they're saying right now about the break in and enter situation. If somebody enters your house, somebody breaks into your house, you're supposed to leave your car keys and your wallet and all your shit. And you're supposed to let them come in and rob you, and then let them privately, let them leave. Um, that's not going to happen. I'm a definitely not a believer in that, and I've made open posts about it, and I'll openly say that if in the middle of the night, me and Victoria in bed and we're sleeping in the middle of the night, you break into my house. I promise you, you'll get it. You can get in, you can come in, but I promise you, you're not going out in the same condition that you came in. Okay. I guarantee you. Simple as that. Sir, do you meet any creepy guy or girl when you travel a band? Yeah, there's creepy people everywhere. Who knows? People could look at me and think I'm creepy. I don't know. Again, guys, I'm just going to really quick. Gee whiz. Attention, this live is the official partner. I wouldn't say we're the official partner, but we'll respect what you're doing. Drone delivery startups are around now. Sky trucking. You know what? I know that Amazon's doing it out here. They're already. I don't know if they're past the experimental level with it, but it's in Canada already. Are you gay? No, I am not. Are you? And if I was, Jason 07, if I was, is that a problem? Are you gay? If you're gay, it's not a problem with me. Live your life, bros. Live your life. Unc, let's kiss. Well, you bring it on. There you go. On the meth scene, very likely you met a killer. Well, probably. I wasn't on the meth scene. let's just quickly, Stacy Warner. That's why we have a gun and we live in Arizona now. Stacy Warner. I have not seen that name in years. Is that Stephen Stacy? Not Stephen Stacy. Was it Stephen Stacy? There was a couple team, a team couple, a team. Fuck. Okay, Brian, mouth ain't working. Years ago, there was a husband and wife team. I think it was Steve and Stacy Warner that drove team for where I was working at. I'm wondering, are you the same Stacy Warner? And you were they were moving or they had just moved to Arizona. Your ass will get locked up for defending yourself. But you know what? Yeah, that's what they're saying. Yeah, that's what they're saying. That if you defend yourself, you will be, you'll be locked up or you'll be charged or whatever. But then there's a matter of, at what point, where's the line? Okay, so let's just say this. Let's just say I leave my car keys, my wallet, and all my shit on the dining on the front table of the living room table up by the front door of my house. So these people break into my house. They take my wallet, they take my car keys, so now they've got all my credit cards, my all my shit, and they got everything they primarily should want. But now let's just say they're not satisfied with that, and they're gonna come upstairs while where me and Victoria are sleeping. Now they're coming up the stairs. Well, realistically, there's nothing else you should want. Now you've crossed the line because now you're coming after us. So now I'm supposed to do what? I'm not supposed to defend myself or defend my girlfriend? There's a line, and that's the line for me is the front door. That's the front door for the line is the front door for me. If you've broken into my home, okay, if you've broken into my home, that means you are making a concerted effort to hurt me. Okay, whether you're trying to hurt me financially or whatnot or physically, you are making a concerted effort to hurt me. So once you make it, my line is the front door. It's not once you come in and you've got my car keys and my wallet, and then you're going to leave. No, because what if you don't leave? And I said, once say you're going to come upstairs. Well, now you're coming to her. Now there's no reason for you to go upstairs. What do you think? You're going to get jewelry? Well, if you're going to do that, you're going to have to go into the bedroom, and we're in the bedroom. So now you've made it a concerted. Well, now, sorry, my line is the front door. There's no line for me. Okay, beyond the front door. If you once you get past the front door, whatever condition or state you're in, once you get past that front door, I promise you, when you leave and go back out that front door, you will not be in the same condition. Okay, it's going to hurt you. I seen a huge drone in east of Edmonton. Yeah, they're already doing it. Now I don't know whether it's Amazon that's doing it. There's probably a handful of fucking companies out there now doing it. Big or bigger than a coffee table, 300 to 500 feet up. No shit, eh? I wouldn't be surprised. Mark and Stacy from ET. There we go. Did I say Steve and Stacy? Okay, Mark and Stacy. There we go. It was the name Warner. It was Stacy Warner. Damn good to see you, sweetheart. How are you guys? You're obviously still in Arizona and you're armed. Good for you. I appreciate that, respect that. I truly wish Canada's gun laws were the same as the US. Because I will sit here, not stand here, but I'll sit here loud and proud and tell you that if I was allowed, I would be permitted for carry and conceal. I make no bones about it. RB, good to see you, man. Thanks for being in here today. In Nepal, there are types of Nepalese, one that look East Asian, one that looks mixed East Asian and South Asian, and man, that Tevez, that you might as well be in Canada. With Canada and parts of good parts of the U.S., it's a mixed mash posh of fucking of everything, everything. It's the truth. A friend of mine served 10 years for killing someone who broke in and attacked him. You know what, Shan? That's a fact that I will. That is a line that I will cross when it happens, if it happens. I hope it never happens. Really, I do. Right? I really hope it. I don't sit there. I don't sit there in bed at night going, "Oh, come on, somebody break in, please." I in no way, shape, or form want to inflict harm or pain on anybody. But if you cross that line, it's going to hurt you, and I will make that call at the time. Why should I work? Why should I work for 35 years and retire and just hand it over to you? What? Because you think, oh, your insurance company is going to replace your car? You know what kind of fucking argument and fucking fight I'm going to have to go through with the insurance? My home insurance will replace anything that was stolen or damaged. Come on now, fucking get realistic. Once inside, it's going to get ugly fast. Exactly. It's gonna. I said you can come in, but you're not going out the same way. In Canada, you're not allowed to defend yourself anywhere. Well, the good thing about baby boy, the good thing about that is now with the invention of the phone, the camera phone. Come on, man. The minute anybody on like you go to any, let's say you're at a bar, you go to street corner, a fucking street corner, anything. As soon as there's a ruckus of any sort, 35 people, phones are up, right? Phones come up and it's recorded. So you know what? If something goes on and something happens and somebody pulls a knife or whatever, it's going to be recorded. And if you're coming at me and you're trying to hurt me and I'm just defending myself, there's probably going to be a boatload of evidence to show. Really. And again, I don't say sorry. I'm not sorry about those thoughts. Mark retired 7 months ago. Bang. Good on you. Good on you. Uh, Congratulations to him. Now, I was gonna take a shot at you guys, just in jest and fun, and going, "Is he retired? Did he retire from trucking because you were his partner? He had to get out of the truck, or did he just retire from trucking in general?" I'm just teasing you, Stacy. Nepalese look like Chinese, Indian, African American. Um, okay. I work in social services now until I can retire. Then we will be then you'll be snowbirds. You're gonna go back and forth. I'm not gonna be a snowbird. Um, I don't mind the winters here. I really don't have a reason to have to leave in the winter. Now, for example, for like I said earlier in the live, for November, we're going down to the Caribbean for a while, and then next early next year, we're going to Europe for a month type deal thing like that. But I'm not going to be a snowbird. But man, I'm happy to hear that you guys are. Hopefully, Stacy, you're in the home stretch and retirement's close, and you're not having to pan out another fucking 10 or 15 years. Got a Glock on my hip right now. Constitutional carry is pretty cool. I would like one day to experience that. I would have to become a fucking legalized American citizen to do it, but I would very much like that. Sherwood, so I know where you're at. Sherwood Park, I know where you're at. Is 90% Indians. Well, I would probably say, okay, so Old West Gunner. You, if you're in Edmonton, then you know Calgary. You go into probably a good portion of the southwest of Calgary, it's the same thing, right? It's all the same. It's all the same thing. They got to go somewhere. Home insurance doesn't cover firearms. Fun fact. Um, Well, it did years ago. It did years ago. If you, for example, if you had hunting rifles and you kept them, you abided by the law. Your ammunition was stored separately. Your guns were in a professional, like a proper gun locker. And somebody broke into your house and stole the safe because there's no way to get the safe open. They got to steal the whole fucking safe. My home insurance would have covered that. Nowadays, no, you're correct. It does not. If there's anything in your house, bigger than a fucking, a Swiss Army knife, you're fucked. I asked before, firearms are not covered by owners or renters insurance. Yeah. Canada isn't Canada. It's New India. No, it's not. No, it's not. Let's face it. Like there's a lot of immigrants that have come into Canada in the last 10 years. And again, if the immigration system was put in place that has been put in place was working properly, nobody'd be saying a goddamn word about it. Okay, it's the fact that it hasn't been working properly. They've been abusing it, and that's why you're feeling that way. And sorry, actually, I don't have the right to tell you how you feel. Maybe it's not the reason you're feeling that way. But the huge influx of immigration, aside from the normal immigrant, because let's face it, and the United States is no different than Canada. You need immigration. Okay, your economy and your country is growing faster than the workforce can keep up. So the natural thing that they did is they invented the immigration policies way back when, and they bring immigrant workers in to make up the difference of the workforce that can't sustain the country. That's what the immigration process system was put in place for in Canada and the U.S. Now that system has been abused, and that's why we are where we are. Your phone won't save you from being stabbed. No, there's other things that are in place that'll save me from being stabbed. You're a very good-looking man. Ah, geez, Anna, you know what? I like you already. Evidence doesn't save lives. Um, yeah and no. Yeah and no. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what measures are in place in my home that if you break into my home and what's gonna happen to you. That would be stupid. But, if I'm walking down the street, what measures I have in place to defend myself, if I'm accosted on the street, that would be stupid for me to sit here and say that, especially on a fucking YouTube channel. But, do I believe the earth's flat? Now you're getting stupid. How about they go home? Well, I believe everybody in the world has the right to live a good life if you can get it. If it means that you have to come to if I ask you this then, dildo. If you don't like them all being here and you don't like it here, why don't you go to one of their countries? Why don't you go to Afghanistan or go to Iran or go to Iraq or go to fucking Lithuania or go to fucking Pakistan or India? Why don't you go there? Go there. I promise you, you'll be back in Canada fucking faster than you can. You wouldn't spend fucking $25 and you'd be back on the next plane back to Canada. So why should they live that way? Why should they live under tyranny or live in poor conditions with no help and no government, no support? Why should they live that when they can come here? And for the most part, if they're going to be a contributing a member of society, I got no problem with that. I got no fucking problem with that whatsoever. Mark Wilkins says hi. Good to see you, Mark. Don't want to be judged by film. Don't be a douchebag, and it won't affect you. People are going to film. It's safer than dealing with violent assholes. Well, all I'm saying is everybody rips out a fucking phone and starts taking film. So if the day comes, God forbid, and I don't want it to, but if the god day comes, I'm standing in a courtroom and I've had to stand there and justify why I defended myself. One more video is not going to hurt. You know, bro, don't you like Chinese food? I'm not a big Chinese food eater, but I've been experimenting with it more lately, only because my girlfriend she loves Chinese food. She's got a palate that's huge. She eats Chinese, Indian, fucking Thai. She eats everything. And so I've discovered that if I want to live with a woman like that, that I do have to start. So I would say over the last 5 or 6 months, yes, I've been eating more Chinese food. It's delish, but ungodly expensive. It is. We were at my brother's place a couple of weeks ago in Calgary, and we ordered in Indian food for 4 people, and the bill was ridiculous, but it was good. The food was good. So yeah, half Canadians don't want to work for minimum wage. Immigrants like minimum wage, um, and that's unfortunate. It's funny. Old West Gunner, you sound like somebody that's going to be a little bit older. I don't know how old you are, but let's face the fact. Okay, it's a problem in our country. There, people are going to go, and people like we're talking not the immigrants from India or Pakistan and like that, like people that are here and the Canadians or people like me, you, whatever. People, unfortunately, and it's more the younger generation, they're turning their noses up at jobs. They will not go to work because it's beneath them. A $15 an hour job or a minimum wage wherever you live job is beneath them. And they will sit and do nothing before they will take a job. And then they'll complain that they can't find a job. Well, you know what? Take that $15 an hour job. You may not like it. You may fucking hate every minute you're working, but at least you're making money. You're paying taxes and you got something coming in, right? So at least if you're doing something like that, and while you're working, keep looking, keep going, until you find the level of where you want to be at. It's as simple as that, really. Plan on retirement in Alaska. Got plenty of time to work it out. I'd love to go to Alaska. Victoria does not want to go to Alaska. So I think if I do make a plan to take a trip to Alaska, I'll probably be going alone. I don't. She would probably go just because she's going with me, but I don't think she'd enjoy herself. Right? I don't think she'd enjoy herself. I think there are too many immigrants if teens can't get jobs. Well, again, Old West. What I just said. It's not that they can't get them; they just don't want them. It's beneath them. If you're not from the UK, then you can't talk about other people coming into your country. Um, Paul, I get it. The UK is probably at the front is the front runner for an immigration problem. Really, what your government over there is absolutely fucking decimated you guys with the immigrations policies that they've got. But I would say that Canada is probably in the top three. Right, we're right along there. We're not, but not as bad as the UK. But what do you mean when you say the immigration system is abused? What I mean, Betan, is what the Canadian government has used it for. They've used the immigration policy or the system to bring in exuberant amounts of immigrants for their need and for their policies, not to aid and abide and help the workforce, but they're doing it. And these aren't real numbers. I'm making these up. So let's just say that every year the number is set at 50,000. Right? Canada is set. Our economy is set to bring in 50,000 new immigrants every year because 50,000 people are either dying, retiring, the workforce is getting weaker. And we're not populating fast enough to keep up with the workforce, right? Or to keep up with the economy. So let's say they're bringing in 50,000 people a year, and that's what the number should be to keep the economy rolling at a steady pace. What they're doing is they're bringing in numbers that they need for votes. They need for policy, and they're not doing it because they're helping the system or helping the country. They're doing it to keep themselves in power. That's what I'm talking about. Are you Canadian? I am. Romeo, I have a very good life. I'm sleeping all day. Romeo, knock yourself out. Brian, where's my wrench? I don't know. Where's your wrench? Who took your wrench away? Don't have a clue. Somebody's messing around. You don't understand their culture. It's not that I don't understand their culture. Um, I got no problem with their culture. I do have an issue with certain immigrants that come from other countries where their laws are applied for their population or for their country, and then they come over here and they end up breaking laws in Canada because they think that they're that, our laws over here. I can behave in a manner over here, and then they come over here and they behave over here thinking that they can do that because, well, I have a problem with that. What about Turkey? Tolga's from Turkey. um, I will probably be visiting Turkey. You should stay. They should stay there and fix their own country. You know what? This is a never-ending story. This is really a never-ending conversation of what they should, what could, what might, what doesn't. Whatever. Tikka masala and curry are fine. I'm growing. The curry is growing on me. It is. Good to see you, Stephanie. How the hell are you? Old West, 25 to 30 an hour is what I paid my helpers when I did the moving business. Um, yeah, I think if you're making well, around here, like again, in Strathmore or say in Calgary or even Edmonton, if you're making, 30 bucks an hour and you're working, you get a little overtime, whatever like that, you're not scraping the bottom of the barrel. You're not getting rich. You're not getting filthy rich, and you're not gonna, you're not banking it. But you can live on that. And if you've got two people, a husband and a wife, both, one's making 25 bucks an hour, one's making 30 bucks an hour, you're going to do okay. Um, it's not bad. That's a good wage. Andy, good to see you, brother. Sorry, I'm scanning because you guys are talking faster than I am. London's expensive. I would not want to live in London. What's your favorite food? Pizza. Pizza or lasagna? Actually, pizza and then steak. This is bullshit. If there was a shortage of workforce, no one would be jobless in your country. Well, the numbers that you have, okay, the numbers that we are presented about the jobless and the unemployment rates in our country, where do they come from? Where do they come from? Who puts those numbers out? The government does. Stats called Stats Canada. That's who puts it out, and they can make those numbers whatever they want, and they do. I love pizza pasta. I adore it. I love pizza. I just retired, sick of the bullshit with trucking. I don't disagree with you. It's not that I am sick and tired of the bullshit with trucking. It's the fact now, Mark, that I have to work twice as hard to make half as much as an owner operator. I do. Like 15 years ago, I used to my trucks would or my truck or my trucks would generate this amount, and it cost me this amount, and I had a big buffer of profit in between. Nowadays, okay, it's now costing this amount to run the biz, or the truck is generating this amount of money, but it's costing me this amount. So I'm now having to work twice as fucking hard to make half as much money. And at this point in my life, I think it's better to retire and go out at the top of my game, because I'm still able to do the job. I'm still able to I'm still effective. I can still drive truck. I can still outrun half the fucking youngsters that are nipping at my heels. It's better for me to go out at the top of my game than on the downward slide. I don't want to be that guy that's in my truck, at 70 years old because I have to. That's not where I want to go. It's better to go out on top, and that's the way I look at it. All loaded up, Shannon. Going to be a heavy traffic day. I'll be listening. All right, sweetheart. You be safe. Less punishment in Canada versus back home, probably, depending on the country. It's not necessarily less punishment. It's the degree of punishment and the violence of the punishment. I'm from the UK. If I was to come into a big amount of money, I would leave the country. Lord Rod, you're not the only one thinking that way. There you go. Craig Rat's from the UK as well, and he'd jump ship in a minute if he had the money. Still no veggies for me. No, Steph. Well, no veggies. Okay. Um, I'm 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 learning to eat veggies, prepared different ways that I haven't had before, so they're not bad. I love Donairs. You and me both. Oh, dude, I had a Donair a couple of weeks ago, and I walked into this. Victoria and I walked into this place, and I'd never been there. It was one of those, like, she's introducing me to a new place, so we walked into this place, and on the board it says, small, medium, large, or medium, large, and then jumbo Donair, right? And of course, me, I look at that and go, yeah, give me the fucking jumbo. My God, my God, it was as probably bigger than the thickness around of a pop can, and it was about it was about fucking 10 inches long. I shit you not, I couldn't get through it, but I loved it. I ate every fucking minute. Whatever, Victoria, it's the same thing. Victoria's watching right now, and she's correcting me. Whatever. It was a shawarma. It was a shawarma, but in my eyes, it's the same goddamn thing. But it was delicious. I deleted Facebook. To hell with social media. I got off Facebook years and years and years ago. I recently reactivated my Facebook because I wanted to use the marketplace for I was selling some things, and I've reactivated. Not did I? Yeah, I reactivated my Facebook, whatever, like that. But as soon as I'm done doing what I've got to do with it, it'll be gone. It'll be gone. Most of my social media platform is YouTube. I have an Instagram that I really don't use. I don't have TikTok. I don't have any of that kind of shit. So I've got a Facebook that I'm probably going to be turning off um, shortly, and I've got an Instagram that I barely use. Um, so that's no big deal. So the only social media platform I really use is YouTube. There are 500,000 people not wanting to leave Canada right now. They have no status. I don't know. I don't know about that. You know what? For me to make a comment on that, I'd be ignorant to say. Certainly looks in good shape and not an obese trucker. That's been hard to do. Believe me, living as a truck driver for all those years, um, it's not. There's times where weight got out of control. Right? My weight got out of control. You know, my biggest, I was 265. Right? That's big. At 6'2", 265, like there was meat hanging, and that got out of control. But you know, it took a few years to get that. I'm now 6'2", I'm 220. I'm pretty much right physically for my age and my body shape and my build. I'm about 15 pounds. I'm carrying around about 15 pounds of too much. Other than that, I'm good. What country would you go to? Just wondering. What country if I could just bail out, like, and I could if I wanted to. If I wanted to leave Canada and go live in another country, where would I go? I don't know. I don't know. I saw, you know, and some people are gonna roll their fucking eyes at me and think, "Oh my God, you're fucking crazy." But South America looks good. I'd probably be somewhere down in South America. I know Victoria would not be a fan of that. But somewhere down in South America, I think is where I would, if I could just sell it all, and I can. I'm just saying, if I decided to do that, if I decide to sell it all, houses, cars, trucks, fucking get out, walk away, take everything out of the bank, and go to another place and live. I think somewhere I'd be somewhere in South America. What time is it here? It is 9:51 where I'm at right now. Look at this. I'm getting arguments about Donairs and shawarmas. Whatever. Whatever. It's me that's stuffing it in my face and eating it. I don't care what it was, whether it was a donair or a shawarma, it was fucking delicious, okay? I know that I couldn't, my eyes were bigger than my belly and I couldn't finish it. Kijiji is good for that too. Yeah, I use Kijiji. But you don't with Kijiji, you don't need to set up like a fucking like marketplace. You don't need to set up a fucking a Facebook to do it. 185 is my ideal weight. My ideal weight actually is 205. Right? That's my ideal weight. Like at 20 years old, I weighed 205 pounds. When I was 20, you know, my early 20s, when you're supposed to be physically in your prime, I weighed 205 pounds. I've been obviously the 6'2" um, all my life. So at from the time I was about 17, I was border 17, 18 years old, I bordered around 200. And then by the time I was into my 20s, I was 200, 205 pounds. So for me to be at 220, it's not hard on the body. Intermittent fasting worked out. I'm 200 or so now. My biggest was 225. Mine was physical exercise and just cutting out the shit food, right? The truck stop food, the fast food, the McDonald's, all that kind of shit. Getting the truck parked at the end of the night instead of grabbing my phone and sitting here and googling and then eating a big meal and going to bed. Getting out of the truck, doing a little fit, just as simple as every night going for a half an hour walk around the truck stop, dodging the piss bottles, that kind of thing. You know, I asked a good question when he reached for a cig right after reading. I'm becoming predictable. Norway doesn't suck. They have so much oil money. It has no debt, and all Norway's people have over 500,000 oil money from the government. I didn't know that. That's a very good statement. If it's true, good on you. I would definitely probably look at moving to Norway. Yeah, but as a Canadian, and I move, say I let's just say I immigrate and move to, I'd be an immigrant, right? And I moved to Norway. I don't think they're going to hand me $500,000 and 500,000 in oil money. I don't think that's going to happen. We talked about Brazil. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it would probably be somewhere in South America. I don't know, man. You got to pick a country in South America. It's too open ended just to state that. I don't know. Maybe Chile, Argentina, Panama, Colombia. Um, Southern Mexico. I don't think so. I don't know if Mexico is classified South America, but yeah, Panama, not a bad place. My dad lived in Panama for a while. Had a place in Panama. Um, let's see, where somewhere down there. While you're smoking, is it illegal? It's not illegal to smoke here. You can smoke. I could sit here and smoke a joint right now, and there's nothing can be done. Am I smoking an American spirit? No, it's Canadian. I think over there, if people smoke, they will be arrested. Yes, I think so. No, not here. Why the same bullshit as them coming here to work, then go back home and retire? If you're not willing, you can't retire. Wake the hell up. No, you know what, Stephen? That's a good point. And a lot of that happens here. A lot of that happens here. They will come over here and they will work and work and work and whatever. And they will either send money home or they will build themselves up a net worth here and then go home to India and retire. Because you could take I don't know what the dollar figure is, but let's just say you could take $200,000 out of Canada and probably go live the rest of your life and never have to work again in certain countries over in the Middle East, right? Um, I don't know, but that's a good point. It's not a matter of wake the hell up. It's not all of them doing that. I've got friends of mine that immigrated from India or Pakistan or one of my best friends was from Afghanistan, and they're still here. They're still here and they're my age. You want to lose weight? Get on it. Everybody pretty fire outside politics. Well, the funny politics are like assholes, right? Everybody's got an opinion. Opinions are like assholes, and politics are like assholes. Everything's like an asshole. Everybody's got one. Would you show us the pack of cigarettes? Is it that important to you? Here, not that important to me. Hello from California, Jay Uso. Jay Uso from California. Jay Uso. Isn't that and the only reason I know this is because I watched the Netflix documentary the other day on the WWE. Isn't there a wrestler down there in WWE, the name Jay Uso? He's one of the well, I guess the Uso family or the Uso. Uso means brother, from what I understand, right? Uso means brothers, but he's part of a big that Jay Uso is part of the big family of that are all involved in the wrestling down there. It was an interesting documentary. I'm not a wrestling fan. I don't follow WWE. The last time I watched anything like that for entertainment purposes was probably like 20 years ago. You know, that that's it's not some same with the UFC. I don't follow it anymore. The last serious fight that I watched was when GSP fought Bisping for the middleweight title. That's the last time I actively tuned in because I wanted to see it, and that's only because George St. Pierre was fighting. And I did tune in to some of McGregor's fights, and that's only because he's a walking shit show, and it's entertainment at high value, right? So that was, but do I do? No, I don't. I don't follow the UFC anymore. Why are they allowed to wear free clothes or casual clothes every day? Well, it depends on the school you go to. If you're a good portion, okay, I can only speak for myself. Okay, growing up, when we were in public schools, you could wear anything you wanted. You wear your street clothes, whatever you had at home to wear. A lot of the Catholic schools had uniforms, and all of the private schools had uniforms. So that's just the way it is, right? You don't have to wear a uniform to be in a public school, and I could be wrong, that could have changed by now. All of my kids are grown up, they're finished their school, they're finished their university, they're finished their college, and they're all out in life, so, I don't know what the deal is now with the school systems. Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay, the name means Uso means brother, yeah. In Western country, um what is that? Sorry. In Western country, we don't wear burqas. You can wear almost anything to school. Yeah, you can wear anything you want to school. Holy shit, it's Steven Spielberg. I don't think so, but I'll take his paycheck. I watch bare knuckle fights, but too much for me. Knuckle fucking crazy violent. It is. It is. I don't mind watching like that kind of stuff. I do. I'm not against it. I wouldn't say, oh, ban bare knuckle fighting or UFC fighting. It's a sport. It's a legitimate sport. I think the UFC is a legitimate sport. Those guys aren't being forced to go in there and fight. They're all there, because they want to make a name for themselves and they're making a career and they're getting paid. Whether it's good or bad, that's entirely up. But I'm not one of those that's going to say, "Oh, we should ban UFC or we should ban bare knuckle fighting." Everybody in there is doing it, because they want to be there, not because there's somebody's got a gun to their head and is forcing them in there. I once got a warning at school. What's that? And I kid you not, my blind cane, what? Being too loud. My blind cane being too loud. It's a question you've been holding back from high schools. I don't know about the high schools, man. You can't punch as hard in bare knuckle fight. You'll break your hand. That is a good point. That is a good point. Um, I can look at my hands, both hands. Any of these fingers look fucking normal to you? Look at the scarring. Look at the knuckles. All these knuckles have been busted. Look at the fingers. They've all been busted. And like I can my pinky, I can twist this thing in fucking any fucking direction I want and it'll just pop right back in. Um, I did a lot of scrapping as a youngster. Um, Hey, I'm paying the price now for it, man. I got hands that have been broken, and let me tell you, I've broken my hand on somebody's face and still lost the fight. Didn't even win the fight. UFC is corrupt. Corrupt. It may well be. Again, I'm not involved in that. I don't follow it. I don't. You know. I just I couldn't tell you. Yes, I don't have an opinion in it on it. I don't have an opinion on it. It's not something. Is it corrupt? It may well be. It may well be. I know that, um, Dana White bought it from the brothers, and then he was running it, and I think now he's sold it, and I don't know who owns it now. I don't know who owns the UFC. I think that Dana White is still running it. I don't know if he owns it. I know that at one point he was the primary owner. He was part owner of it when the brothers owned it, and then he was uh the probably the main owner of it when he bought it, and then I don't know what the status is now. Arthritis inbound. Oh, it's already here. Gunner, it's already here, dude. I don't have an opinion as an excuse. No, it's not an excuse. Why would I give an opinion on something that I know nothing about? That's not an excuse. If I don't know, I don't know anything about brain surgery. Would I give an opinion on it? So am I in a position to give an opinion on it? No. If I don't know something, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know. I don't know the answer, you know? Simple as that. It's not an excuse. I'm king. Oh, okay, man. Someone come get their unk. Hey, come get it. Come get me. If you can find me, come and get me. More power to you. Knock yourself out. Do you guys like coffee? I am an avid coffee drinker. I love coffee. Um, I like good coffee. I don't get me wrong. I drink Tim Hortons coffee just like every other Canadian out there. I enjoy coffee. But when I'm at home here, we buy better coffee. We grind our own beans, and we do it that way, man. Well, if I don't like that, thanks, Gunner. Like if I don't know, I'm going to tell you I don't know, and why would I offer an opinion on something I don't know? Why argue when we get waffles at Waffle House? Exactly. Trucking encyclopedia. There you go. There's a fucking handle for you. I've been driving here for 7 years, and lately every second paycheck bounces. Are you still getting loads? Trucking encyclopedia. I'm retired. Um, I don't. I don't. I don't want to be in your position. I really don't want to be, if paychecks are bouncing, um, that's a problem. I don't want to be in your position. I don't think I could handle being in your position. The first time my paycheck bounced, we'd have a serious problem. I do know that there's problems now. Companies. So in trucking encyclopedia, let's say that you're an owner operator and you're leased on with a company, and the company dispatches you and whatnot and everything like that. If their pay, if their paycheck, or if your paycheck from them or your statement from them is bouncing, there's probably a good chance that they're dealing with brokers that aren't paying, customers that aren't paying on time, this and that. It starts at the top, and it starts with freight. It starts at the top, and it's the industry that's producing the products. Those people are moving their freight, and they're not paying to have it moved, right? And so it trickles down. So if the customer at the shipping end is not paying the freight bill, then the broker doesn't get paid, and the broker doesn't pay the trucking company. If you're a company driver and you're relying on a company for a paycheck, and you're a company driver, that sucks too, just as bad. Let me tell you, if you're in that position, I'm sorry. There are very few people around that I know of today, as owner operators. I'm going to say, right? As owner operators today, there are very few around today that are not fucking absolutely going to kill themselves to make a living. And I know a few of them. There are people out there that are making a living, right? And Shannon Thomas Trucking is one of them. Good Michigan girl, owns a couple of trucks. She's out there driving one of them, making a living. She's on the spot market. She's okay. But I promise you right now, Shannon is working twice as hard today that as I had to work fucking 15 years ago to make the same amount of money. That sucks. Shannon today should be able to make what the standard of living should be, because the trucking industry and the wages and the income has not kept up with the economy, has not kept up with inflation. So Shannon and all those guys that are out there, and they're fucking killing it, and they're making money, but they're not making as much profit. And there's a difference between, yes, I make, my truck generates $300,000 a year, and my expenses are, say, $200,000 a year. And when I say expenses, I mean everything, your salary, your insurance, and there was $100,000 buffer of profit in there. That's not there anymore, right? That margin of profit went from here to here. It's now from here to here, right? So that little bit of profit in there, and the cost of doing business is gone up tenfold since 2015 to 2025, and that's only 10 years ago. The cost of us doing business, the price of our equipment, the price of trucks, the price of trailers, the price of fuel, the price to fix those trucks, parts, um, mechanics, all of that kind of shit. All of that has gone up, but the wages have not gone up incrementally to meet to meet to keep up with that. So how do you make profit? It's hard to make profit when it used to go like this. You'd be going up and up and up and up and up, and one would stay here and one would stay here. But now what's happening is the market's still, it's going away. Like, this is still coming up, but this is walking away from it. The economy and the price of living is walking away from what you're actually making, and you can't keep up, and it's getting harder and harder and harder. I'm about to get my CDL. I want to buy a rig in Canada or California. I don't know what CA that's CS, that can't pass emissions and run in Oregon, owner operator style. Um, Alcatraz, that's a tough call. Don't go to California. Right? In Alberta, you don't have to have an emissions truck. I think Alberta and Saskatchewan, you can run with deleted truck. We don't have to have emissions trucks. And in these two provinces, you see a lot of old iron that people just take care of and keep running. Right? It's cheaper now to rebuild a 60 series Detroit or a 6NZ or a Cat than it is to buy new trucks. It's just cheaper to keep rebuilding them and keep them going. I hate working. It's a waste of my time, and someone else while someone else is getting rich. Well, that's the other thing. You know what? That's why most people go, "Oh, I want to be an owner operator. Oh, I want to be self-employed. This is all, oh, this is what I want to do because I want to work for myself. I don't want to make somebody else rich." In doing that, it's good in thought, but to go ahead and do that, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. I really trust me. Okay, 24 or 25 years as being self-employed. And I'm not saying I did it. I've had help along the way. I've tried the best I could to surround myself with good mentors. I still have good mentors, even at my age, guys that are still trucking. That if I had a question, I could call on. But it's to me, it's just not worth it to do anymore. I used to have a watch for red flag. I used to have to watch for red flags as an owner operator moving company. I did 3 to 4 year total. I couldn't do that. I have my sister-in-law works in that industry of trucking. I couldn't do that, man. When I was in business, I stopped into the director's office and wouldn't let them do anything or touch the phone till I got paid. They didn't use me again. It's a little harder to do that today, but um, I think it also has to do with the rapport and the relationship that you have with ownership. I've usually, for the most part, I've had a very good rapport with anybody that I've been working with. You know, when you're an owner operator and you put your truck on with somebody, you don't work for them. You still work for yourself. Okay, you're partnering with them, right? When I was working for KBD, I didn't work for KBD. I worked for myself. My business is incorporated. I work for myself. I partnered up with KBD to do business, and that's the way it was. It's a business. And unfortunately, as an owner operator today, you have to look at it in that sense. You're no longer, if you're an owner operator, you're no longer a truck driver. You're a truck driver second. You're a business owner first. You were making more money with a van. Yeah, some of these hot shots out here, or a lot of these hot shot guys out here in Alberta make more money than the big rigs do. My fiance spent 120 on his truck for his business, but it's not a semi. Well, right now I can go buy a 1 ton dually right now and spend over 120. Right? And if I wanted to spend you can go buy a dually, say a 1 ton dually, Ford, Chev, or Dodge, whichever one, pick your choice. You can go buy one of those, get it rigged out for with a fifth wheel, and you can put a 40-foot trailer on it, rigged for doing business. So you've got your straps, your chains, your binders, all your shit, and all that kind of stuff. You're going to be somewhere up north of 165, $170,000 before you turn a wheel. Kick someone's glass door out. Yeah, but you've got such a bad temper. I find that I've been able to get more money out of people by talking to them and working with them than walking in and kicking their teeth in. I'm a company driver. They cut our rate from 36 cents to 30 cents and they still can't pay us on time. Where the fuck are you working for 36 cents a mile? The average company driver out here is north of 55 cents. Where are you working? I'm not asking you to put the name of the company up. Don't do that. You can if you want. I'm not asking you to, but I'm just telling you, give your fucking head a shake. Okay. 7 years and you're making 36 cents a fucking mile? Now down to 30 cents a mile? Are you out of your goddamn mind? That's why I don't do it. It's a pain in the ass. Exactly. It's crazy. I sent that back to you for your sale now. Okay. Well, take a kick in somebody's door for a cold beer. You know, Frag Rat, let's face it, right? I love I used well, I haven't seen him do it in a while, but I used to love watching Tyke get fired up. There was times back years ago we used to do those long lives, right? We'd be alive for 7, 8, 9 hours, and I used to love that. And I'd open it up, and we'd have people come in, and I used to love it when Tyke would come in. He'd had a few beer, and I'd say something, not trying to, not meaning to, but I'd trigger him, and he'd come in, and he would have an all out rant. I miss that, Robert. Crag Rat, I don't think you were around in those days to see a real good pike truck and fucking rant. I don't mean a drunken rant. I mean, he's got a couple in him and he's feeling good. But yeah, until you've seen a tight truck and all out balls to the wall fucking rant, you don't know what you're missing. Greg, good to see you. Another long time subscriber of ours. I think Greg's been with us almost from the beginning as well. Greg, today is our 4-year anniversary. The channel's been going for 4 years today. Not that I looked it up. I got a notification from YouTube this morning saying, "Congratulations, your channel." No, no, no. Then they show you all your numbers and shit like that, which I didn't look at. Really, don't give a fuck about. But yeah, it was pretty good. It's interesting that we've been able to keep this afloat for 4 years. Somebody's got a chainsaw going. Can you hear that? Wow. Where are you from, Uncle? Man, I'm in Alberta, Canada. I get it on the phone with them. Do you? There you go. There you go. Thank you, Chrissy. I appreciate that. 4 years isn't that long. 4 years ain't that long. Um, we've done okay. I think we're 12,000. Well, I not think. I do know. Uh, I checked this morning what the sub count was. I check it every couple of days, just see what the sub count was. We were 12,455 when we started this morning. So I don't know what the sub count is. We were at 12,460 yesterday. I lost five on yesterday's chat, live. I lost five subs. Okay. Nice. Missed the chats. You missed those old days, Greg. You know what? We might be getting back into some of that. I'm going to tell you right now. Just right up there is a spare bedroom, and Victoria and I have gone into there, and we're doing some things with it, and we're actually going to put the studio up there. So it's going to be kind of cool. We're going to have an indoor studio. We're going to have it set up. We're going to have the StreamYard going. We're going to be able to bring chats in and do that kind of shit and have some fun, and maybe get back to some of the old days like that. Sounds like a long time, but it goes by faster than you think. It does. It does. It really does. It just sails on by. Whose grandfather is this? Well, I'm not telling you my granddaughter's name, but I'm her grandfather. They were wilding yesterday. I don't know what they were doing. There was a lot of venting going on yesterday. I tell you that. John Pratt, I miss the '80s. So do I, in some aspects. Don't get me wrong, I miss the '80s, but I do enjoy what we're living today. I do enjoy the technology, some of the technology that we're afforded today that we certainly didn't have in the '80s. I miss the '80s music. You know, I miss the '80s music, but other than that, I'm quite content living where I am, and in the time that I'm living. I'm not going to sit here and go back in my day or back in the day, and I don't talk like that, but I do have good memories of growing up. Gonna head out for a walk. Cheers, fellas. Subbed. I'll stop by another time, man. Gunner, stop by anytime. Appreciated your chat. Appreciated your participation. Thanks for being here, man. I'm gonna finish this, and then I think we're gonna be just about done. We're no, we're about 2.5, almost 3 hours into this. Um, I hate to say this, but I gotta go vacuum. That's the hardest thing I gotta do today. And then I'm gonna go, pick up my girl for lunch, and, gonna go for lunch with Victoria, and then I gotta give my dog a bath today. Oh god, he's a little fucker, and, it's bath time for him. Brian misses Duran Duran. I do not. I do not. The '80s was shite. Well, it depends on where you're from and how old you are. If you're 70 years old, then the '80s probably sucked. I myself, I grew up in well, I was born in '69, so, I grew up most of my mature years or maturing years would have been done in the early '80s, mid '80s into the '80s. When I turned 18, it was, 1987. So, anyway, guys, good deal today. Good chat today. John, Kevin, Ryan, good to see you, man. Just picture Brian doing the Queen video with the vacuum. I got it. That video was what I got to break free, wasn't it? This generation is cooked. Who else agrees? This generation. What are you talking about? My generation or the next generation? Gay turnip. There you go. Jason, do better. If you're going to insult me, do better than gay turnip. All you've done is make yourself look stupid. Really, really. If you're going to insult somebody, you're going to come at me with gay turnip. Come on, bring it. Bring it. Do better than that. Are you not racist? No, there's no racism and there's no racist, not a racist bone in my body. Give me a break. I have every single anything you can think of as a mix of race, creed, color, sexual orientation in my family somewhere. And we all get along just fine and love each other. So fuck, there's no racism in my family. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thanks for hanging out with me today. I don't allow racism on here. I allow people to speak their mind freely. If you're going to be a racist and you're going to condemn anybody, then you'll be taken care of. Racists burn their Nike gear. You know what? I don't wear it because it's a Nike jersey, a Nike shirt. I wear it because it's comfortable. Anyway, I'm not gonna sit here and defend myself about this. This is it's a stupid conversation. Anyway, we'll see you down the road. You guys have a great day, man.